Will it come through on the Discord? Will it do it? Will it do it? There it is. Discord's working. Discord's working. Hello, hello, Guy Chaos. How are we? How are we? Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Traffic sucked. We can't do that anymore. Glitchy, and I've just. Has that worked? Has that fixed it? Hi, John. Has that sorted it? Is that better? Drop frame seems to have disappeared. Yep, sound. Are we ready for female custodies? Oh, I haven't even turned anything on yet. I literally ran in, did my thumbnail, and started. I don't know what my name is. I haven't even done anything. I haven't set my goals. I haven't even turned anything on. I don't even know what my name is. I don't even know.
It's important you don't.
Why did you just come out with volume then? You shouldn't have. There we go. It's better. How is everyone? Who's ready for Grey Knights? I would love to see some Grey Knights. I just don't think that will be tonight, unfortunately. That's gonna be another night. That's not gonna be tonight. I'd love it to be, but it's not, unfortunately. Everything looking better. Everything looking good. Wonderful. Right. There is some bits that I need to do. Right. So we're gonna have a goal tonight. We're gonna have a goal, and I need to make something. So I'm kind of going to be talking whilst making things. So if you have any questions, please just ask away. But what would you like to see tonight? So we've got Blood Bowl, which I don't really know anything about, so we'll forget about that one already. We've got Horus Heresy. We've got 40k. There is Age of Sigmar, but I don't know a lot about that either. So what are we hoping we see tonight? Type it away. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. That one will do. Pedro Cantor. We might get some. Doubt it. Doubt it. But it would be nice. Right, let me see if I can get this made. Right. Yeah, I got home. Traffic was a nightmare. I was hoping to have like 10 minutes to be able to do something, but unfortunately not. A Primarch? Possibly. Possibly a Primarch. Possibly. Never know. Never say never. What font should we go for this one? I know. Right, hang on. What else are we thinking? What else are we thinking? What are we thinking for Horus Heresy? What are we thinking for Horus Heresy? That one. New box set, yeah, that'd be nice. I'm thinking Custodes for Horus Heresy. I'm thinking there will be a surprise Ultramarine thing. What it will be, I don't know. Will it be a Primarch? Who knows? There'll be the Iron Warrior box set, which is the Warpsmith, the Havocs, the Legionaries, and the Terminators, and obviously the Iron Warrior upgrade sprue. Maybe the Defiler. the new Defiler. Maybe the new Defiler. Lots of chaos. There will be some chaos. There will be some chaos. There won't be a lot, but there will be some. What else we thinking? Obviously, you've got the main chaos, which is the Red Corsairs. So you might get, you get quite a lot of chaos, actually, because you'll get Red Corsairs, Iron Warriors. So, yes. Yeah, I wonder why, Chaos Gamer. Tell us why. I'm rubbish. I can't talk and type. Oh, pick off. Make that a bit smaller. There we go. Right, let me just snapshot that one. Right, I've done that one. New Tyranids, data sheets, Prime. No, I don't think there'll be any Tyranid stuff, Kitsune. I don't think there'll be any Tyranid stuff, unfortunately. Primarch returning. There is voices on the Vox saying that there may be Gilliman, but whether he's 30k or 40k, we don't know yet. That's the biggest thing. Right, where's this then? Has this... That hasn't worked, obviously, because I need to do that first. Right. That's now worked. Bookmarks. I'd like to see maybe some Loyalist box sets, 40k, maybe not first round. But yeah, that would be nice. I haven't heard anything about it, but obviously that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. But that would be very nice, actually. That would be very nice. But the only things that I think we're going to see tonight in terms of box set is the Custodes maybe get a box set. The Iron Warrior box set. And Red Corsairs really aren't it's like a command set rather than a box set. But successor chapter stuff would be really cool to do. That would be really cool. Downloads. Right, so let me make that bigger. Right, I can jump back to that in a second. Ooh, that's too big. There we go. Right, so we're going to set a goal. Custodes need to do more, just not female. Well, funny you should say that. Funny you should say that. Right, so let me set. Can't spell. Right, so we're doing a little goal tonight. It's a big one, but it is the Get Chaos to Canada Fund. So if we can get enough super chats, we are sending Chaos to Canada. All right, that's what we're doing. Get Chaos to Canada. Help me get Chaos to Canada. Let me get her out of the UK. Get her to Canada. That is the plan. That's what I've just been working on then, by the way. So there we go. So we do have a goal. Obviously, anyone, if we do hit the goal, I will put everyone down 10 times because I don't think we'll get there. But if you do a super chat, you'll take there you go. She'll take pictures while she's in Canada for everyone. So yeah, it is a super chat one because I think we are full. I think we are absolutely full on memberships. Let's have a little look. I'm going to save that just so I can show it to people when they pop in later on. Where's that? Right. Are we full on memberships? How long we got? There we got half an hour. We're good. Right. Because I'm going to have a little mess around with some models that are brought up here. Still on 87. So it might be worth someone trying to see if gifted membership works, but I don't think it will. I think we're still at top membership level, which is 87. Unless anyone's not a member anymore. Let's have a look. See my members. How many members do I have? 87 still, yeah. Still have 87. Perfect. Right. Oh, we got up a sub as well. 1,041. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. So who else are we thinking we're going to see? Who else are we thinking we're going to see? Who else? Right, let me... God, everyone's doing a watch along. Everyone's doing it. There's 4 people. 4 people doing watch-alongs who I follow. And I'm one of them. Okay, so I'm never using your armor paint or dry brushes again. Why? What's up with them? Yeah, it's for Slave the Space Marine. Yeah, it's to get Chaos to Canada for Slave the Space Marine, everyone. Right. Let me get this up and running. Da, 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 da. Speaking of which, where is he? Where is that Space Marine? Where is Slave the Space Marine? Also, I'm going to do a giveaway if we can get to 60 likes. I'm going to say this every day until we do it. It will get to 60 likes, 60. I will do a giveaway. Tonight. So we've got the super chat goal, which I know we're not going to rate. It's just a piss take, that one. But please do, get you into the marble race. And obviously we've got. You tried to make black with silver dry brush, but it's too thick. Yeah, you still need to. Normal layer paint, base paint stuff, you still need to water it down slightly to make it better. It's more the dry brush rather than how thick the paint is. Obviously, you don't want to go soaking wet paint, but yeah. Probably can't participate, but yeah, fair enough. Don't worry. Right, let us have a look at this one. Let's go to the Warhammer community, because sometimes on the Warhammer community, when they're setting all this up, they accidentally press the button early. So sometimes you might be able to... sometimes you catch little things that you don't expect. No, nothing yet. No. Sometimes they'll hit the button a bit early, but they haven't today. Okay, so... Which game store are you talking about? Bearing in mind, if you want to get something with the Warhammers up to 20% off, put !Wayland in chat, my affiliate. They do up to 20% off Warhammers. At the minute, they've got a few that have got more on it, like 30% off. Digital pimp, hard at work. Yeah, what I thought we'd do in the meantime while we're waiting, we've obviously been painting this bad boy, right? And we're going to do the base. So I've brought all the bits and bobs up for the base. So we're going to test it and see how it sits on the base itself, and then we'll glue it down. But we'll glue the base down, not the model to the base, if you know what I mean. And that'll probably take us about, 20 minutes or so, and then we'll start waiting for the... Right, let me open up that one. Greasy of the PC, how are we? Oh, official GW store, fair enough. I'm just going to get the Warhammer community, Warhammer one in the background ready for us to go, because I think I'm going to have to make... Oh no, hang on, watch along. Right, hang on. Studio mode, watch along. Oh yeah, we should be alright here actually. I've already got one pre-set up, so if I go to that one, and then shrink it a bit to minimize that. Make it bigger. Somehow, come on. Stop being a goonie. So we'll put that there. God, why don't you just knock it off? So I'm just setting the other page up. It's just being daft. Hang on a minute. Why can't I watch that full screen? Why can't I watch it full screen? If I maximise that, I can't see anything, so I'm going to have to adjust this. Ah, right. Hang on. Yeah. Right, let's test something. Right. Right. I'm just going to test something now. I'm just going to studio mode that. Go over to watch along, because they have already got one set up. Let me move this up. Oh, come on, you sausage. Got too many now. Right. So let me adjust this. So make that to that size, move it across there, make it smaller. Trying to make it so we can all watch it on this. But it's been a while since I've done this, and I've changed my monitor since the last watch along, so it makes it look bigger. Right, that's actually a bit too much. That will be perfect. There you go. Right, so we're all good to go when we're watching it. We can see everything then in widescreen. Better, but you're still rough. Yeah, I've heard, yeah. Yeah, Wayland's good. Wayland's really good. You get it cheap at Wayland. And a fast delivery as well. If you spend over a certain amount, you get like free delivery and whatnot as well. So you can see all yourselves there in chat as well. Hang on a minute, I need to fix that one as well. Hang on. Move that across to there. Put that there. Sorry, I'm doing this on the fly. Pull it down a little bit so it's more centralized. There we go. So we're pretty much now good to go where you can see me, which you don't really need to see in fairness. So if I make me a bit smaller, chat a little bit smaller, but I can also extend chat a little bit to there. That then means I can make that a bit bigger. Right, how's that then looking? That looking all right? You can still read all the chat. You can still see me. Perfect. There we go. Right, we're up and running. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And it's freaking me out because I've got the chat of the watch along there and everyone's just talking away all filthy grey names. Yeah, get rid of that now. 23 minutes to go. So, whilst we're waiting then, we might as well have a little look at this, what we were going to do. And let's see if we can get it working. So, pop that down, pop that down. Pop that on. Right, share. There we go. Right, so we're going to see if we can align all this up. So we need to make a decision on which one of these we want to go for. Crusader, you ready to see some motherfucking Primarchs? When's the actual reveals? Guy, in about 24 minutes. About 24 minutes. That's all you've got to wait. Right, so we've got that one. Oh, we've got, make sure these are right. Yeah. So we've got two different sizes, right? And they changed the angle slightly of it. So what I'll do is I'll set this up and I can show you them. So that one, we can either have the, yeah, there you go. So pretty much it goes like that. So if I try and lift this very tentatively. Oh shit, the camera's all bollocks. So the way it would work is female Primarch for Java. There you go. So that's how it would look. So it sits now flush on the base. You just got to line the base up right so you get as much. There you go. Be something like that. So that's kind of how we'll do it. But is it going to be that way? Actually, thinking about it. Ah, that's better. Yeah. So you kind of need to do that. So it's just a case of working out what's the right way around to do it and then sticking it on. So we'll try with this one as well. Because you need to have a look at the bottom and go, right, that's going to glue to there. That's going to glue to there. That's going to glue to there. And you got to make sure you get it right because they're at the back. So they'll obviously be at the front, I should say. It's a tough one, this one. You can't bait anyone like Valstry. So we all know you too well, Java. Right. One of these isn't for the Impulsor, is it? Brought the wrong one. Won't fucking surprise me. Yeah. That might be why, because that's the Impulsor one. That's why that's not going to work. Where the fuck's that other one gone? It's going to have to be this one then. Because I have got two like this. So obviously the Impulsor's a lot smaller, so that's why that's a bit small. Oh shit, fucking hell. There we go. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Yeah. Because that's a little bit smaller, see. So that's for the Repulsor, or Impulsor, or the Gladiator tank. One of the two. Bring back Dawn. Now, do you want all of Dawn or just the arm? Because obviously they've got his fist all in a tank. But do we think Dawn's alive or do you think he's dead? Yeah, it's a good job. The live stream says it's up. Yeah, the actual live stream itself is 19 minutes because this is the war. I'm keeping an eye on the Warhammer community website because sometimes they hit the button a little bit early and you can see stuff on it. But the actual watch along says 4 minutes. So if I go to the watch along one there, you can see just down here it says 4 minutes. Can't quite tell, but yeah, 4 minutes. So we'll leave this on. It's just a case of which way around am I doing this? Is it that way around? Yeah, that might be it. If it is in 4 minutes, I'll just chuck this to one side, but I'm just trying to figure out how it goes together again. So that goes on there. Or is that the back? No, it's got to be the front. I don't know. You think it's pre-recorded? It all depends because the last one, obviously, there was a studio audience. So if it's one of those, like they did, or like three or I'll tell you what, fuck that. I'll bin this off. I'll bin this off because I'm talking too much. Right, if it's like the one where they had people like the designers coming in, like if anyone remembers him, was it Quinn? Who everyone loved? Well, say loved. He just sat there looking bored as fuck the whole stream. He's meant to be answering questions, and he just looked like he was bored and was forced to be there. They were horrible. So if that's the pre-recorded one, I hope not. But if it's not the pre-recorded one, then yeah, we'll go with that. Let me get rid of that. I'll do some more stuff later. But yeah, still got 3 minutes. Yeah, somebody's running behind. Right, let's have a little look. So we've got, yeah, it could be pre-recorded. Hopefully it's not. It's I hope it's live. You want Legion of Damns? You want Dawn as their leader? You don't want Ferrus Manus as the leader of the Legion of the Damned? The old headless Nick. Because just think, he'd have no head, so it'd be like a fire head, fire skull or something. I'm not going to say what that is, guy. Right, we got 2 minutes. So, last 2 minutes, what are we hoping for? What's the one thing you want to see tonight? Go on, let me know. Let me know. Ghost Rider? No, you're not going to see Ghost Rider. You're going to see Ferrus Rider. Just one thing that you want to see tonight from the live stream. Ferrus Manus, the new Ghost Rider. Ferrus mixed with Jagatai, the Ghost Rider. Perturabo. You want to see Perturabo? Okay. You want to see Perturabo? Anyone else? You want a 40k Loyalist Primarch? Yeah. Lorgar. Do you think Lorgar will come before Perturabo or after? Because I think he'll come after. Because of the whole narrative at the minute with Vashdor, I think Lorgar's going to come after. Anything will be cool after Dawn. You want to see Dawn? Okay. Now, if they do all the Primarchs for 30k in plastic rather than resin, who do you want to see first? Who's the first Primarch you want to see? 30k, took away from the resin, into plastic. Who's the first one you want to see? Yeah, Lorgar will come back, then Korax will be straight after him, yeah. Dawn has to be the next loyalist to return for sure. No. I think Dawn's going to be one of the last ones. Garrow, yeah, you like Garrow. He's not a Primarch, unfortunately. But yeah, Garrow... Oh, hang on a minute. That timer has disappeared. Yeah, let's go to this page. But yeah, that time has disappeared. What time is it now? It's nearly time. But I think this will just be like the preview or the advert. Vulcan with Mini. For me, I think it's either going to be Vulcan or Jagatai. I don't think it'll be Russ, even though it makes more sense for it to be Russ. But I think it'll be like Jagatai. I think it'll be or Russ. I think the Jagatai or Vulcan, sorry. I think the last one to come back will be Dawn. I think he'll be last to come back. Because I think they're going to link him into the whole King of Yellow. I just thought I'd refresh that just in case I missed anything. Do you reckon they're going to relaunch a new Calgar model as well, or possibly a new Titus model? Russ would make the most sense because of the fact that they do 4 main legions or chapters, individual models. So obviously you got the Ultramarines, then you got the Dark Angels, then you have the Blood Angels, then you get the Space Wolves. So it would make sense. But oh, here we go. Something's happening. Hey, they're going to say we're starting soon for 15 minutes. Fuck, what was the point? What was the point? What was the point? There we go. Oh, I've had a photo. Is it a penis? Oh, it's not a penis. I go for another colour change. Well, I've had a change of heart on mine. Well, not a change of heart. I've changed a plan on how I'm going to do it, Grease Piece. So I'm going to do... I'm going to airbrush Rungfang Steel or that... what's it called? Mithril Silver. So, yeah. I'm just going to mute that. Mute that for now, because suddenly it's doing this. It's doing this. Just refresh. Yeah, for that... So that Gladiator Lancer... Knight Lancer. I'm going to undercoat on the metallics so you don't get the brush strokes. And then I may even brush the bloody contrast paint over the top of it because it's quite a light contrast. So I might even do that. Because I've got all the tape. I can tape it off. But I might even have a look at doing that tomorrow because I'm not streaming or anything tomorrow. So I might look at doing that tomorrow. Or Wednesday. One of the two. Yeah, so we just got music for the next 15 minutes. So don't forget, hit that like button with me. Because if you hit the like button, I'll do a giveaway. We get 60 likes. 60. That's all I'm asking for is 60. 60 likes. Yeah, the one I've got, I'm going to get... I've got 2. That cheap one is just for base coating. I've got another one for base coating, and then... silhouettes are up on Warhammer Community, are they? Oh, yeah. Is this just the... Oh, yeah. Right, let's have a little look at this. So I knew they were going to put something up. So here we go. Is that a new tank? So they got a tank. You got an Eldar. What the fuck? Is there a new tank coming? It's a new tank? What the fuck is that? What's that? Right, I'm just going to put the music back on for them, so just in case they start, I don't miss it. Right. What the fuck is the tank? What is the tank? So he's going to be one of the Eldar Corsairs. He's going to be part of the Red Corsairs. I'm guessing that's something to do with Undead for AOS. That's the mercenary everyone thinks is a Kroot. That's what me and Crusader have got the bet on. Because I think he's, I think he may be like a Votann or something. I don't. Yeah. That I think is more AOS. That could be Blood Bowl actually. I'm in the middle. That could be Blood Bowl. I have no idea what that is. Yeah. See, they normally put something on. They normally do it. I don't think that's the Defiler. That's definitely a tank. What is that? What is that? What is that tank? That's High Elves, do you reckon? Do you reckon it's High Elves? Do you reckon it's Blood Bowl? That looks very Blood Bowl-y for me. That looks... Because I reckon he got Undead coming for AOS. Some for, you know, like the vampire one. That, you reckon that's a Space Marine? Yeah, you can kind of see the backpack there a bit, can't you? I'll give you that. Or is it a Chaos Space Marine? I can see what I can feel what you think. It's a plasma because it's like the bumps, but I think the bumps are too thick for plasma. I think that's more like oh, you know what that could be? That could be a Custody tank. What's the Custody tanks? Is it a Grav tank? Have the Grav tanks got Hang on, let me check something. So they don't have one with a big oh, I know what that could be. I think that's the Grav tank. I think that's this bad boy. I reckon it's something like that. There's the little bumps. I think it's the new Grav tank. They could have just redesigned this. Interesting. Interesting. Because it could be that. I don't see it being that one. Because I know the Custodies are getting some new... Oh, hey up. Hey up, I think we've cracked it. It's that. It's the Calidus Grav tank. It's the Calidus Grav tank. I think it's the Calidus. That would make that... Let me see a side on. Have you got a side on, you bastards? I think it's that. Could be a new weapon on it, yeah? Right around, that's a Grav tank. So and that's Custody Grav tank, Eldar Corsair, Red Corsair, Blood Bowl High Elves. Obviously, we know that's going to be a Red Corsair. Undead for AOS and the Fabled Space Marine. Oh, could that be the new, the one we hypothesized on, which is the Ravenwing, the Ravenwing character? You know, your Custodes for the... Yeah, you'd be better, because Grey Knights won't be out till 2 years, I don't reckon. Yeah, did you not see in the... So, well, let's go back to watch along page. There we go. Yeah, Crusader. So, it's not... I don't think it's going to be Ezekiel, which I'd love it to be, because if you remember the short preview advert they did for it, he's wearing a Purity Seal. And the little symbol at the bottom of the Purity Seal is the Ravenwing. So I reckon this could be, and someone did a really good shout in chat the other day, maybe it's the Librarian from Dawn of War 4. So maybe it's a librarian character, like a not a librarian, sorry, chaplain. One of the chaplains, chaplain on a bike, but it's going to be one of the interrogator chaplains on a bike. Yeah. But if it's in it, no, I don't think it'd be Blood Ravens. I think if they're going to do Space Marines, it's only going to be Ultramarines or Ravenwing. You reckon it's going to be Pedro Canto? It could be Pedro Canto. Pedro Canto, Crimson Fist. You think it could be it could be Ezekiel, but then why would they put the Ravenwing on it? So there must be, if it is Ezekiel, there'll be a second Dark Angel. But Ezekiel's the only model that I know of in the Space Marine range that is metal. It's the only one in the range that's metal. It's the only one I know of. Don't forget, if you do any sort of gifting tonight, whether it be a super chat, members I don't think are working, so try and avoid them. But I'm going to put everyone down 3 times, and I'm timesing everyone by 10 for the last day of the week. So you're getting triple marbles tonight. Here's the last one. Is it the only metal left in 40k? Yeah. Yeah, Ezekiel metal model. Yeah, I'll see if I can find him before this comes on. But it could be an interrogator chaplain on a bike, which would be epic. Oh, is it the new Samael? Is it the new Samael model? Is that the new Samael model? Oh, there's a shout. Is it the Samael? Or is it a female custodian? But there he is. Ezekiel, Master of Librarians. He's metal. There you go. Because it tells you right down here. Where is it? Sure, it says it's a metal one. I've seen it anyway. It definitely is metal. Metal. Yeah. So he's all metal. Yeah, if you can grab one, do it. £20, 50 pence. You might be able to get him on. You might be able to get him like third-party shops. Let's have a look. Wayland Games. Exclamation mark Wayland Games, everyone. Let's see if they've got Ezekiel. Games Workshops. 40k. Go to Faction Dark Angels. And go price low to high. Because it's obviously one of the cheaper ones. No, they've not got them in stock. It's I think it's online only, so it'll just be yeah, it's online only, so they've only got them at Warhammer World. Got to be starting 3 minutes. 3 minutes, everyone. Please, Pedro. Guy wants Pedro Canto. He wants that. He wants Pedro Canto bad. Has Element got him in? Hang on. They do. Same price. They've got one in stock. They've got one in stock at Element Games. There you go. Right. We get rid of that. Let me bring that up. Let's get back to the watch along. This is going to be fun. try it. Try Troll Trader. Yeah, Troll Trader might have it. Yeah. So come on then, we got 1 minute left. Who do we want? Who's the number one thing you want to see tonight? Type it in chat quick. What's the number one thing you want to see tonight? Type it away. What's the one thing that you want to see tonight? Before it starts. No, no, they won't do that because they've got to get all of Armageddon out the way. And if they announce 11th, they've got to get all this 500 worlds out the way. So yeah. So guy wants Pedro Cantor. I'm saying female Custodes. I'm saying female Custodes. Triple marbles for the giveaway if anyone. Box Dreadnought Redemptor size. That would be pretty cool. I reckon that'll come out in 11th. I reckon they'll do a venerable Dreadnought, but bigger sized. Right, come on. You're late now. Get on with it. Well, female Custodes, not... Yeah. I reckon they'll introduce a female Custode character for Horus Heresy. And they'll go, look, see? They had them at 30k. Look. But yeah, everyone smash that like button. We're trying to get to 60 likes and we'll do a giveaway. A free one. Not going to cost you out. Just got to be here. Got to type in chat when I tell you. 60 likes. How many are we on? 13. Keep going. 14. Keep going. Yeah, the internet will explode. Well, I've got a video of... Anyone seen the Tithes episode with the Custodian? I've got a short and people are going mad shouting at each other. So I put on today, join me on a live stream because they might be announcing female Custodian, which they might be because that's what the voices on the Vox have been saying. So there may be a female Custodian announced tonight. So and it got me a subscriber, and hopefully people are popping over to come and watch. Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Here we are.
Welcome to this very exciting new year.
Oh, it's pre-recorded.
I'm Adam Troke. I'm joined by my friend and colleague Eddie Eccles, and we are delighted to welcome you all here.
Yeah, we've got some very cool Warhammer reveals for you on the way in this preview. We have some Warhammer 40,000, some Warhammer Age of Sigmar, a little bit of Horus Heresy, some new animation to have a look at, and some Blood Bowl. So it is a packed preview with a little bit of something from every corner of Warhammer.
Fantastic.
Straight in the
Joined
Custodes.
by loads of you already in the chat on both YouTube and on Twitch. Thank you for coming and spending some time with us. We're going to wait a while before we jump into the first preview so that people can continue to flood in. And it's always nice to do a little bit of welcoming and greeting everybody. It's nice.
Where's everyone from?
So if you wouldn't
Fucking
mind just
told you.
punching into the chat, if you're in Twitch, we'll be following along. We got some people.
All right, where's everyone from in my chat?
Sure that Eddie and I get fed the right information to let us know where you're
Boob armor.
While you do that, maybe we can talk about what we've been doing hobby-wise.
You've been doing some hobby, Adam?
I have been doing some hobby. Here is my latest offerings. I've been doing an Angels of Death kill team for Kill Team. And I've Dark Angels them up. You can see there because they come in blue plastic. And I've been adding bits from my pretty...
I thought he'd just done a really shit undercoat of blue then.
Yeah, they're all right.
Java's from Wales. Where's everyone from, guys? Come on, let me know. Where you fuck off?
Oh, show off.
Hate that.
Well, yeah, I've not played as much Kill Team as I'd like, and this is my endeavour to get properly into it in the next few weeks.
Your house.
Will beat me up, but
Scotland,
we'll
England.
It'll be fun times.
That's the main thing, right? What
UK,
about you?
love it.
I've been
Manchester.
painting an even better chapter, the Space Wolves.
Top two, I'd give you that.
Well, and I've just been painting dreadnoughts mostly. They're just big dreadnoughts, little dreadnoughts.
Under my bed.
Are these for anything?
They are for a team event.
You can climb on my bed anytime you want,
40,000,
Crusader.
And my contribution to the team is just loads and loads of dreadnoughts.
And why? This is Bran Redmore's. Great
They are
company,
Bran
right?
Redmoors, yeah. So I picked the angriest.
You're from
Space
Leyland
Wolves.
size, but you're not that far away from me then.
Oh, perfect. So it would be nice to just
So
get
you're
a sense
about
of where you're all tuning in from.
30 miles,
we've
if
got
that?
people tuning in from Spain and France, a bunch from the US, so welcome. Loads of people from the UK, and even here in Nottingham. And a couple, it seems, as far-flung as the upside-down lands of Australia. So well done for Iron Manning it and staying up all
racist.
night. That's good.
Upside down.
Really lovely to have you all here. If you are
I thought
tuning in
people were going to say from the
other
upside
places
down.
and you want to join in the conversation online,
Someone's been
we've got our
Vecna.
international social media teams. You see them here for Facebook and Instagram. Why not drop onto those handles and
Grease
join in the
species in
conversation
me.
in your own language? Perfect. One of the things
I'm wondering why I keep moving.
mentioned previously
Oh,
is
fucking I'm
we'll
being
be
stretched here.
keeping an eye on Twitch stream. If you want to ask a question, type the word question in block caps and then write your question afterwards, and we'll try and filter through and cover some questions.
Yeah, guys,
about
if you
the
have any
things that we're
questions, just
showing
type question.
to make sure that you get the answers that
don't
you
really.
need.
Yeah, we'll try and tell you all the
I
important
just
stuff,
couldn't
but there
believe
might be
that
some
bollocks.
things that you really, really, really want to know, and if anything like that, pop them in the
Tell me
I would
what you
just
want,
keep
what you
it
really, really
about
want.
The releases.
Oh yeah, not just generally,
don't
not just
mad
like
stuff, 'cause,
how big is a blue whale, that sort of stuff.
Exactly.
Where do babies
There's
come
only so
from?
Specifically
much-
about Warhammer.
Yeah, there's only so much time in the world, right? We reckon we'll be here probably for the next hour and a quarter or
Something
so.
like
it
that,
just
yeah.
depends.
It's a
how
good
fast
length
people,
then. If they're revealing a bit, unless they're going
how
to
much
fucking
is restrained,
waffle as
and there is
usual.
a lot. We've already told people.
Java
about
has
the
a question.
show. We've already done the introductions. We know how to ask questions. I think it might.
Go on,
be time
Chaos
to
and
do
Java,
our
what are your
first reveal.
questions?
Let's go to the grim darkness of the Dark Millennium.
Here we go. Wow, that's not a crew at all, is it? That's like a lizard. No, it's not human. I just said it wasn't crew. I never said what it was. Eternal, you owe me.
What a
Eternal,
way to
you
kick
owe
off
me.
the preview
You
show.
owe me.
Incredible releases, all themed around the
He was a
Maelstrom.
lizard.
Eddie, how do we even start with this?
This is a fairly sizable release for Warhammer 40,000, and two armies are getting a lot of new plastic miniatures: Chaos Space Marines and the.
That
Forces of
sorcerer
the
looks
Eldari.
pretty
If we
cool.
start
He looks
on
cool.
the Diabolic
I
and the
thought
Vestical
she
side
was
of
going to
things,
be some I'd met,
this
but obviously
is
not.
Huron Blackheart.
Oh
and
yeah,
the
he's
Masters of
like a
Maelstrom.
lizard, isn't
We
he?
knew, of course, that Huron Blackheart was
There's
on his
Gollum.
way. We suspected there might have been some.
Yeah,
other
we already know about
Corsair
Huron.
looking
Fuck off
things
with
along
Huron.
with him.
He's a shit
But we can
model.
now
Wallace
reveal
and
that he
Gromit.
is on his
Get
way
rid of
as part
Wallace.
A character box set, not unlike the Titus box set we saw released over recent weeks. And it is a phenomenal set of miniatures, starring, of course, Huron Blackheart. We've seen this guy before a little bit, but just a reminder.
Prince
for
Uriel
you
looks
might
quite
not have
nice.
seen him already.
It's always nice to look at the Tyrant of Adab, the master of the Red Corsairs. There he is with his little demonic helper, the Hammer Dryer.
Yeah, if he comes with
and
the
he's,
helmet
showing
option,
what
stick the
happened
helmet on him.
On the wrong side of a Meltagun signed.
But it's the
courtesy
same
of Captain
pose as one of the Red
Anderson, Star
Corsair
Phantoms
kill team
chapter.
models
Yeah, he doesn't
from
come alone.
4
as you
years ago.
mentioned. There is a swathe of interesting characters in his retinue. Why don't we take a look at some of those? First up would be Geryon, the Corpse Master. He's the Lord
I
of
love that
the Red
model.
Corsairs.
I just love the eyes on the one on the floor. He was standing on like, no, I'm all right. It's a flesh wound. I've got no leg, but it's a flesh wound.
Machinations to sort of play about with their gene seed. as they phase the gene
In the hand like that.
That's
Which
the
fucking
awesome.
block
the
of
whole
Wensley there.
problem that kicked off the Fourth Quadrant Rebellion. In
Pass the
first
cheese,
place.
Gromit.
And the rest is history. of
Yeah,
course.
well, exactly
Yeah, yeah.
so.
So
I like
let's
that
talk about
model.
how he plays in games. Obviously, he is kind of not really got the best interest at heart of the Red Corsairs that he battles alongside. You can see a Red Corsair on the base there, probably.
Clutching the apron awkwardly.
Yeah, he's not going
Oh,
to get
yeah,
the
never
medical
noticed
attention
that. He's grabbing his
particularly
tabard, isn't he?
looking for. He has a special rule basically where if a Red Corsair unit near him is at half strength, he can have a command point because he's harvesting the gene seed and that's what he's looking for. He can also bring models back into the unit that he is in. So Huron
That's
and his
fucking powerful,
retinue
that.
are a little bit more durable.
That's
Not
powerful.
the battlefield medic that the Red Corsairs might want, but definitely.
Yeah, I agree,
Next up in line,
Crusader.
is Qatar Garrix, who is
That's a shit
the
helmet.
headsman of the Red Corsairs. This is Huron Blackheart's personal executioner, and he comes appropriately enough from the Executioner's chapter, one of those chapters swept up in the Fourth Quadrant Rebellion and part of the Badab War. He signed on permanently with Huron Blackheart after the.
I think the helmet's dog
now
shit.
serves as kind of like a
I mean, he
warning
can proxy
to
him for a
any
Master of
Corsairs who might
Execution.
want to
That'd be
step out
quite
of
cool.
line. His presence on the bridge of a vessel will quell even the smallest rumour of like insurrection.
Yeah, I think if you turn up with the heads of the previous 7 people who had insurrections, that certainly sends a message, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
In game terms, no massive surprises.
Nah, I'm
He
not.
is very
I think
good
the
at
helmet's
killing enemy
dog shit.
characters. He has
I don't
precision
mind the
and
pose. I
anti-
really
hero
don't mind the
anti-tank
pose. I just think the helmet's shit.
Nice. And he just looks incredible, really grim and foreboding character, and yeah, enough heads.
Now, whether that's the paint
to,
job
send the
or
message to anybody who wants to hear it. Next up in this retinue, and if you had Mantis Warriors
like
in
that.
2026 on your bingo card, congratulations. This is Garlon Soul Eater, who was once a Mantis Warriors librarian.
Mantis Warrior?
He has
Wow.
signed up with the Red Corsairs, and he is known as the Tyrant's Witch, a formidable psyker, now a Chaos Sorcerer, and he uses his
I like that.
powers to sort of corrupt the minds of those around him. There's stories of him sort of turning the crews of like gun decks against their allies and
Yeah,
like
I like
firing
that.
salvos at,
He'll get a lot of
supposedly
proxy
friendly
as just a
ships.
standard
He's
sorcerer.
kind of like Huron's spy master and manipulates
Changes a couple of the
all
shoulder
these sort of
pads.
schemes around.
Change the
There's a
backpack.
lot of schemes if you're a pirate to keep track
Yeah.
of.
Well, I
aren't there?
imagine
This
so,
show
right?
helps you out.
He's also got a
I
really
like
cool
him.
helmet, and the rumor is he hasn't taken it off for more than a decade. And
All right,
maybe
guy,
he's
calm
hideously
down, fucking hell.
mutated underneath.
Could be. He's got some really tasty rules in Warhammer 40,000 as well. He has a precision psychic attack that is d6 plus 1 damage, which
Nice.
means
Oh,
you can basically
shit.
pick out enemy characters in units and just take them out. Basically, mind.
I love his
rape
staff
them
with the
out of
fist on it.
reality.
Fantastic. Yeah,
Imperial
another
Fist
great
confirmed.
Space Marine, Space Marine, I suppose, within Huron's retinue. The next model is Immortal and is the captain of the Reign of Spite. This is Captain Sargota.
See, I thought she was gonna be
Admiral Navy commander from the Solar Segmentum fleets. Incredibly well placed within the.
That's
the
actually a
noble
really
houses,
cool model.
Long lineage and dynasty behind her. She was politically outmaneuvered once she was injured, and while she was convalescing, sort of her position and station were taken from her.
She's a
In
pirate, isn't she? A
revenge,
proper pirate. She's got a peg leg.
essentially,
Just need to know if she's got a hook
handover
hand.
of an entire naval dockyard and its ships and crews to a pirate fleet. I
All
wonder
very,
whose.
very piratey.
Exactly, and now she serves on one of the biggest battle cruisers in Huron's fleet, where she
Yeah, with the
oversees a
with
lot
the
of his
screens, I
operations,
thought that was going to be an
operations.
admin.
She also joins the battlefield.
Like Dark
sometimes, which is
Mechanicum.
why she's on this command desk here.
Yeah, I think this is my favourite model from this box set.
It's really good.
It's really, really fun. It's like a nice, characterful diorama piece. The thing that she's floating around on actually is something that she uses during boarding of enemy ships. So it's effectively like a mobile command dais, but she can plug it into the command stations of enemy ships once they've been boarded to take it over.
That's
so
cool.
she's all in pirate.
You can imagine all the mechadendrites underneath. You can imagine them slotting into all the ports in a plundered ship, and
I
then
like
suddenly
that.
all of those data slates behind there come alive with all the information.
Yeah, you
need
could
to
do.
essentially
You could
steal
do.
an entire battleship.
I like the little bird skulls on the shoulder as well. I like to imagine one of those was a parrot.
There you go. Yep, very practical. Fantastic model and really exciting addition.
So here's
the next
the,
one, maybe even stranger, and a lot of people have been trying to guess what this means. They've looked
I
at
don't
the
think
silhouette.
anyone guessed right.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
If you did, well done.
This is a Tyrellian dog soldier known as the
Tyrellian
Enforcer.
dog
She
soldier?
is essentially the warrior that Huron sends out to hunt down those who would dissent against him. And maybe there's people naysaying his leadership or
Dead pirate.
reneging on deals. And so the Enforcer hunts them down relentlessly. She'll go as far as it
Crusader,
takes to
you
do
owe
so.
me a
She
you owe
takes
me a
with her
membership.
plunder,
Wasn't a crew.
which is the canine-ish, canid-looking
Look at that, it's got
creature.
6
That
eyes.
is, if you were wondering, an adolescent Barghisi. If the term Barghisi is familiar to you, that's because in Warhammer 40,000 there's a thing called the hyper-violent Barghisi, which has appeared a couple of times in our lore. This is what they look like before they are big enough to be called the hyper-violent. When she first met it, it bit her arm off, which is why she's got that unusual bionic sort of fist thing that you can see there. Now it serves.
Can I pet that
essentially
dog?
a little hunter killer. But she has to keep an eye on it.
Can I
because
pet-
they're prone to
Fuck it.
spates
petting that
of
fucking dog.
really rapid growth, and eventually it will become too big to manage. And rumours of Barghisi like devastating entire space.
That is funny. I like that.
Run rife.
I like that
So
model.
She will eventually have to take it to the.
It's nice, like a different race.
Woodshed.
Or the space farm.
Oh yeah, we're a happy ending for everybody in the grim darkness of the far future.
I think what this miniature does, in terms of like telling you about the story of Huron and the Maelstrom itself, is indicating that not only have you got like renegade Chaos Space Marines and humans, you also have alien pirates and bounty hunters and all the kind of ne'er-do-wells and piratical forces from the whole region gravitating towards the Maelstrom. So it's not just about Chaos Space Marines. He is the master of this enormous pirate empire within the Maelstrom.
Absolutely, yeah. The forces
I like
at his
that.
disposal are vast, and
Don't forget,
he
everyone
wants
smash
to
that like button. We're trying to get
resist
60
the
likes to
sort of
do a
oppressive
giveaway.
regime, as they would call it. Of
You're
the
watching us
Imperium
sorting out
and other,
Nathan's PC
places,
out. No worries.
Then the Maelstrom might be the place for you, and I'm sure he's
Thanks
a
for
very
popping in, Michael.
kind-hearted, leader.
I like that model.
Speaking of Huron Blackheart, he does not come alone. The Masters of the Maelstrom are joined by this box set.
Here
Everything
we
you
are.
see here comes in a big box called the Lords of the Maelstrom, and is essentially the heart of a Red Corsairs army. It's
The
got
Raiders.
loads of great models in it, including some brand new ones.
The Raiders.
Let's take you through what you can see in here.
Yeah.
Raiders,
some of these
called
miniatures-
it.
All of these miniatures will
Called
eventually
it.
be available separately. Some of these are old miniatures with upgrade kits. Some of them are brand new miniatures. These are Raiders. They
Hey,
are
you got
brand
one. Oh,
new
you got
miniatures.
seismic.
These are
Nice.
effectively the elite of the Red Corsairs.
You're
They
a
sit
man of your
somewhere
word.
between legionaries
You're
and chosen
a
in
man of
terms
your word.
Power and hierarchy.
There you go. I'm going to put you down 3 3 times,
They are
Crusader.
the veterans of the
Put you down
bad
3
wars
times
and
for
the
that. So
various
tonight we're
different
tripling everyone up.
conflicts within the Maelstrom.
And obviously,
As far
don't
as
forget, we have got the
in-game,
Get
they
Chaos
are a
to
really useful little unit. They have infiltrate.
Get
they
Chaos
have
to
3
Canada.
wounds each. They have a really respectable combat
If we hit the goal,
and they've also got things like melter
super
guns
chat
and
goal.
power fists and stuff that you can put into the unit. So a really useful all-round.
Oh,
unit.
to be fair.
They're not just
To be fair.
To be fair.
game
It's
rules.
Oh, that's nice.
To be fair.
This
To be
is the
fair.
personification of what it means to be a renegade Chaos Space Marine. You're
Yeah, the Raiders.
existing outside of the
That
structures
actually
of
leaked
the
by
Union's
accident, didn't it?
mighty
Do you remember me
Space
talking
Marines.
about it the other
So,
day?
a lot of their war gear looks scavenged.
That
and,
leaked by
the
accident.
Plate armor and so on.
When they
It's
said
all
we're going to do a
together.
painting
They've
class
got
in
lots of
America for like
trappings on them
$60
from
odd
various
or whatever
battles and
stupid it
enemies that
was.
they fought. It's really quite exciting. to see.
Lots of them have got like pelts of wild animals.
I'm here
or,
just
yeah,
watching the
so-
Boro mate.
Oh, very good. Very
Oh,
good.
nice one.
There's more.
Thanks,
within this
Mike.
box set. Next up,
Legend.
can see
Put you down
the
3 times
Chaos
as
Terminator
well.
Squad. These are the Chaos Terminators.
Everyone's
that
going
you
down
already know
triple.
and love if you're a Chaos Space Marine player. The difference here being they have.
And that's part of the Get
new
Chaos to Canada
sculpted
fund.
detail shoulder pads, which included
One
within
down.
This, box
49
set.
to go.
So essentially, you can just tailor them to look like Red Corsairs.
So there you go, there's the first box
Obviously,
set. What do we
Chaos
think of the
Terminators
first
are
box
fantastically
set?
useful if
We
you're
got Raiders, right?
life, via the medium of ship.
And we got
Yeah,
a
there's
lot
quite
of
a
the
Chaos
Command
Terminators
Squad
that show
wrong.
up in some of the,
I got
Red
Raiders, right? I'm happy
Corsair,
about that.
Black Library stories as well.
Yeah,
So this is
absolutely.
very thematic for them to have. I think they look great in red and black as well.
It's a
don't they?
really striking
It's
colour
a good
scheme,
colour
isn't it?
scheme.
Yeah, absolutely. Similarly, you have the Legionaries. This is the same kit that you might be used to from
Yeah,
the other
that's
Chaos Space
standard,
Marine Legions. And again, there's upgrades that tailor them towards looking like Red Corsairs. So you've got these fantastic Red Corsair shoulder pads, and then you've got some other details as well. We'll show. What
It's
they
the
look
same
like in a
size. You
moment.
can see from the
But you've got, like,
because we got
heads
loads of them here for
and,
Chaos.
some
They're the same
Like ammo
size.
belt
extra
cutter
bits and
and
pieces.
They're actually
trophies and
pretty
everything.
decent
So
size
that
comparison
is
to
the whole upgrade
Primaris.
kit. So you can see there, you've got the Terminator shoulder pads. You've got the shoulder pads that fit Legionaries, but they'll also fit anything in that kind of like
Yeah,
size
absolutely.
of armor. If you want to have some like Raptors or something, you could do those too. You've got some really cool unhelmeted.
That's a
heads
nice
in there.
upgrade,
That's the
Sprit.
most exciting
The heads
bit
are
for
cool,
me
yeah.
out of
I mean,
this.
it's
They're
all
really
good, isn't
great.
it? And then there's some big
Yeah, a
transfers as
couple
well,
of
so if you want
editions
to
ago,
have,
they
like, Rhinos
they
and
upscaled them a
Raiders,
little bit,
like,
so they
all
were
the
always a
things
bit
that
bigger
have,
than
the appropriate iconography
regular
that you can
Space
do
Marine
that.
Yeah, when you
Terminators.
get
And
the
now when you
Justice
do a
League, it's way more
comparison,
than
they're
you
about
need
the
to do
same.
just the models that come in the set. So if you're
Chaos, can you do me a
looking to
favour? Can you
big
bring me
Red
up
Corsairs
a
store, you'll be able to.
Deathwing Terminator and one of your
Right, that was
Chaos
all, very
Terminators, and
exciting.
just have a
It's
little
not
look at the
done.
end.
There's also the Traitor Guardsmen.
Please.
These are the exact Traitor Guardsmen you know and love. They're just
Mm-hmm.
in red and working for the Red Corsairs, and they kind of exemplify all of those people that flock to Huron's banner and sort of try and survive outside.
I like the
of
little red across his
restrictions
eyes,
of
though, that he's
the
painted.
Active Militarum and the Imperium at large.
Never thought about doing that on
We've
any of
got
them.
one more miniature, I think. for
Yeah,
the Red
and
Corsairs.
so bringing up the Rhea is actually my favourite model out of this launch. I think the Reeve Captain really just hits home on what it means to be a
We're in a
renegade
Mark 7 as
Space
well.
Marine. Just a fantastic model. He's a multi-part kit, but the one right in the centre is the one that really gets me. Loads of detail, loads of plunder.
Yeah, he's got different arms. Look at him as well.
And he just looks incredible. And he's quite good in the game, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's loads of options on the kit to start with. So this is a
Yeah, I
multi-part
really
plastic
like
kit.
that.
You've got a choice of
I
two
love
different
the fact
combat
that they
weapons.
put
They've got
Mark
different stats
7
in the
on
game. You've got a sword and you've
on
got
a
mace.
Chaos.
You can have a plasma pistol
That's
if you
really
want to
nice.
have, or you can have a bolt pistol. He is a very good addition to your army. He is a Reeve Captain. I suppose might indicate that he's either maybe a veteran of the Astral Claws, maybe one of the previous captains, or maybe someone who's risen through the ranks of the Red Corsairs since. So he is somewhere thereabouts of Chaos Lord level in terms of his abilities.
Yeah, slightly smaller,
He is a
that's
little
all.
bit less fighty than a Chaos Lord, but he brings more to the table in terms of abilities that you can give to your unit. He has
He is,
Infiltrate,
yeah,
which
Crux
means that he's a
Talisman,
great
yeah.
addition to some of those Red Corsairs.
Yeah, I
squads,
love
which
I
we've
love
got
the fact
before.
that they've done a Mark
So he
7.
can be right up in the enemy's face early on in the game.
It makes
He
so
can
much sense
also,
as well.
give you loads of abilities when you charge into close combat, and you've got lots of
I
stuff
lam-
across the Chaos. Space
I've
Marine
got a
Codex
feeling
that
Chaos
allows
is
you
one I want to
have
do a fucking
things
Red
running
Corsair
fast,
army
so they
next.
stack really nicely with those. So you can get an extra point of strength, an extra point of AP, and re-rolling charges with this guy on that unit, which might be infiltrating right up in your enemy's face, which is a pretty tasty little combo.
Nice.
And worth saying as well, with all of the stuff that we've just talked through there, you can absolutely do this as a Red.
I don't know, they'll
Corsair
tell
army
us in a
if you
minute.
want. If you want to go all in for Huron Blackheart and go with the red and black of that force, you can, or you can add these into any other Chaos Space Marine army. So if you've got an existing Black Legion army and you want to sprinkle a little bit of Red Corsairs into it, or team them up with the Alpha Legion, you can absolutely do that.
Perfect. We are not even halfway done with the stuff for this Maelstrom section. We've talked about Huron and the Red Corsairs. In that video that we saw at the beginning, we saw
That's only
another
half the
force.
pirates we have.
Exactly. So let's go and look at Prince Iriel and his Eldritch Raiders.
See, I told it wasn't
So,
Prince Ural. Fucking Valrak.
A little bit of a lore dump for you
Iriel.
if you're unaware. Prince Iriel is a renowned Eldari hero. He is the
They
saviour
look
of
pretty
Quirk
cool.
World Iandon when it was under attack from the High
Maelstrom,
Fleets
yeah.
of the Tyranids. and really solidified his sort of place in legend. But the thing he loves is to range across the galaxy, reaving, and at the head of this army. The
What do you think?
This is a
What do you think
box
of the
set,
Red
everything you see
Corsairs
here
then?
is
What do you think?
included
Are
within it, and we'll take
you happy
through
with them?
and have a quick look at all
Any
of those things.
surprises? There was a couple of
First out the
surprises
gate,
for
the
me.
Corsair Skyreavers.
That
so
lizard
this is
character.
a really useful
That
little
really
unit
fucking
for,
surprised me.
Corsairs. You can include these in a Corsair army or in a entirely Craftworld army if you want to. And this is a really flexible, fast-moving
Sky
unit.
Reavers.
You can
Wow,
kit them
I
out
haven't
in
seen them
all
for
sorts of different
years.
ways. They come as standard with Corsair blades and Shuriken pistols, which is a great little kind of combo to pick on little isolated enemy units. But you've
Nailed
also
that,
got the
not you
option to
think.
include quite a lot of different special weapons in the
There you
unit.
go,
So if
guys,
you want to
starting a
make
Red
anti-infantry,
Corsair
you've got
army.
things like shredders and flamers. If you want to make them anti-tank, you can put fusion guns and stuff like that in the unit. And they've got a lot of movement
Yeah,
abilities.
Shadowkill, I agree with that one.
Scout, deep strike,
Yeah,
and
definitely
the
Crusade. A
reactive
lot of kit
movability
bashing
as standard,
potential
which
there.
means they're going to be very hard to pin down. So they've got a phenomenal kind of objective game.
Yeah, they really play into that sort of hit and withdraw aspect of
Yes.
the Eldritch Raiders that makes them famous. They're also a lovely callback to some very
Hiya, Nigel.
classic Rogue Trader era artwork. If you're of a certain vintage like me, you'll recognise it, and it feels quite nice to see that sort of imagery making it into the modern Warhammer 40,000 tabletop. In a similar vein, in terms of the flexibility and the way they fight, there's another unit within this set. You'll be familiar with them if you've maybe played Kill Team over the last few years. These are the Corsair Void Reavers. So it's the same kit returned, and they'll be in this Eldritch Raiders box. Tell us about the Void Reavers, if you would.
Yeah, so the Corsair Void Reavers are your kind of line Corsair infantry. That's a really flexible kit. You can build them as either a kind of battle line version or as an elite.
Yeah,
version.
I think they'll
They
do
have
this.
loads of
Possibly
different
move over
options.
to
So,
Blood Bowl,
they're one of the most flexible
smash
kits in
into the
Warhammer 40,000
Custodes,
in terms of
and
the
then
different range
a
of
big
stuff you can
40k
give them.
reveal
You
at
can
the
make
end.
them very anti-infantry or very
But no
anti-character,
one's
very,
expecting.
good at shooting or combat or taking out tanks or whatever you need, really. The bits in the kit are really interchangeable with the other new Corsair stuff that's on its way as well. So
freezing.
it was already a really flexible unit, and now it's even more flexible in terms of how you can build it. And if you are a fan of kind of kit bashing stuff together, this is a dream, this box.
Yeah, absolutely. To lead these all into battle, there are two heroes within the Eldritch Raiders set. The first of which is Karseth.
That's the
Karseth
one we
is
saw
a
on
Void
the,
Dreamer. What is a Void Dreamer, I hear you ask? Well, a Void Dreamer is a type of Eldar Seer.
Yeah, so that's one of the ones we saw on the little...
specialises in being able to sense the subtle fluctuations in the fabric of reality. So one of the gifts
Wonder
that Karseth
if-
has is to detect warp translations. Imagine that you come out of the warp with your fleet and you're straight into the gun sights.
added
of the
anything yet?
Eldritch
No,
Raiders
nothing.
Sat waiting for you.
So
That's
yeah,
quite
we've
the
seen
boon
one,
for, Iriel
two...
and his team. Also,
Yeah, we've seen
Karseth-
two of them so
Karseth
far.
Specifically coordinates the efforts of the
Two of them
Eldritch
so
Raiders,
far.
making sure that they're all like working in synchronicity and fine.
does,
You can imagine
yeah.
them sort of speaking into the minds of the
It
warriors
kind
and
of
making
looks
sure
like the
that
helmet
everyone's on
from...
Yeah, so,
what's that
a
TV
really
show on
useful
Netflix?
unit in
Sandman.
game terms as well.
It looks like
this is an Eldar Psyker, and
Morpheus,
it comes with
the
a
Sandman.
ranged,
It's
psychic
that
attack,
helm,
psychic
his
storm
helm.
style thing. But the reason that they really pop is the special rules that come with them. One of them is the ever useful ability to stop enemy units deploying within 12, so they can see the future. You
Does
can
look
never
like
catch
that.
them off
Looks
guard.
like
sort of
Sandman's
thing.
helm. Where's
That's
his
great
dust?
to put on your backfield objective.
Oh,
or to
sorry,
just
where's his
squeeze
bag of
out
sand and
forces
his
on the
his
battlefield to
ruby?
Stop things like Corsair Terminators teleporting
Exactly
behind
so.
you. That's not a thing that would be good for you. The other ability that they have is if you manage to hit an enemy unit with their psychic attack, all the rest of the Corsairs that fire into that unit hit with an extra point of strength. So it's a really good synergistic unit to help the rest of your Corsairs hit even harder.
Perfect. And of course, they are led by none other than Prince Iriel. Prince Iriel is the outcast Prince of Iandon.
I love that helmet on the right. That helmet on the right is
stunning.
stunning.
Once again by leading an army.
I
into
love
the
that helmet.
Maelstrom. He's equipped with the Spear of Twilight, a very famous weapon. It's extremely dangerous. He's on his eye. That bionic is called the Eye of Wrath. It's powerful in its own right. And he's a devastating combat leader as
very
well as an
Spartan.
actual leader of warriors.
Yeah, so a really, a phenomenal miniature, right? Like it looks really cool. It's definitely a great glow up. But it's still very recognisably the Prince Uriel that we know and love. In game terms, he makes a phenomenal either leader for a Corsair army, or you can put him into a standard Craftworld force. And he has a very useful ability to redeploy some of your units before the game starts. And he also has some boosts to whatever unit he's joined.
I'd definitely have him
just
with
a
the
really
helmet on.
good all-round leader and a combat.
Definitely have him with that helmet on. I think it looks well better.
The best of the Eldar heroes. He's got a really nice damage 3 weapon, which is the sweet spot for killing a lot of the best units in Warhammer 40,000 these days. So he can rough and tumble with the best of them, really.
And he's got 2 banners, and banners are the best. And
That's how you know he's good, right?
Yeah,
Because
right.
it comes with 2 banners.
So obviously
2
the other thing
banners.
that you might have seen in that video and in the army shot that we saw was this. This is the Starfang. It is an a Eldari unit which is designed to go alongside the Corsair Raiders as they fight. It's pretty good in its own right. Eddie, can you talk us through it?
I am
Yeah,
sure
it
you
has,
can.
hasn't
So
it?
this is a really useful.
There's been a
little
lot of good
utility
ones in
unit.
10th
So
edition
first and
for
foremost,
Eldar
it has
players.
a fairly respectable amount of firepower. Its firepower is geared to killing heavy infantry level stuff. So AP3
Had all them characters, didn't they?
strength
Tons
6,
of
2
tons of
damage
good
stuff.
characters.
So it's a Space Marine killer
That's,
in terms of damage
Warp
output.
Spider
There's a
one.
disintegrator cannon you can see on the front of it there. But one of the other things it does for your army, which is really useful, is it can make one of your infantry units have stealth. So its grenade launchers can basically like cover the one of your infantry units in kind of cover and give them effectively makes them harder to hit, which is really useful
Put smoke on
because
them,
a
you
lot
could
of your
just
army
say.
is going to be quite fragile.
Nice. One of the things that's really exciting about this is it is a twofer kit, as we sometimes call them. Essentially, the kit that's in the box, and eventually it will be available separately, also makes the Viper, which I believe is actually the name that the box will live under. This is a classic Eldari vehicle, which has been around for 30 years or more.
I think it's longer than 30 years.
Oh, you've aged me terribly. Yeah, this is a classic light attack vehicle. It's 2 crew. It's got that turret on the back, and it's got a range of weapons available to it, right?
Yeah, so this is the updated Viper. It will be recognizable to anybody who's had a Viper in their army. It still retains a lot of the key features that you'll recognize, but some of the weapon options are a little bit more flexible than they used to be. It still has the option of things like Shuriken Cannon. You can have a Star Cannon on there. You can have a Bright Lance. Underneath the Viper, you also have the option now to put an Eldar missile launcher on it. So that gives you the potential to make it quite a good anti-tank unit. You can put 2 of these in a unit, so you can imagine 2 Bright Lances, 2 Eldar missile launchers shooting into something becomes quite formidable. Or you can get it out for pretty good anti-infantry with Shuriken Cannons and Star Cannons and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so here we got a really good look at it in person on the desk. It is a
pretty
fantastic looking kit. It's got that classic silhouette that you expect. If you build it the right way, the turret has some play, so you can maneuver a little. This is an heavy metal painted one, and I don't want to get in trouble,
touch it,
so I'm not going to fiddle with it too enthusiastically. And then, I guess the major difference is the.
I'd love it to
sort of
fall off
positioning
now.
of the turrets
Really
and the way
would.
They work. It's a really just a fantastic sort of innovation on a very classic design. The Viper's been with us for a long
Very-
time.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what? I like bases like that.
They're
They're very.
definitely showing its age
Yeah,
a
I
little
hate the
bit
clear
around
stands
edges.
as well. That's why I don't
the
use them.
crispness on the detail on this.
But
some
I
of
like the,
buildability, the weapons and that sort of thing.
I like the
engines
very,
now match
very
some of the things like the
basic,
jet-like engines.
classic
it fits
base on
really
that.
neatly and nicely
So like
into,
a
an Eldar
like a
unit.
sandy
Inside the
base with a bit
cockpit's
of flock and
detailed,
then
so
a
you can
couple
paint that
of
and then seal the canopy in with
like
these sort of,
rocks on top of it. I
transparent,
love that
plastic.
base. When I do
And
me,
you've got options for the command.
when I do the
crew.
knights,
This
that's the
one
kind of
with
base I'm going to do for the
The
knights.
Starfang has sort of
I still
crew
need a
that
colour
are
scheme for the
more
knights, you know.
very,
Yeah.
That's still in
the
there.
classic sort of craft
So if you go onto the Discord, so exclamation mark Discord in chat,
as you see fit.
get over
Really
to
exciting.
the competitions and
Where do you learn
into
about
that.
all of these
I need a colour scheme for me
exciting
knights.
Corsairs, both the Red Corsairs and the Eldritch Raiders? Well, of course, we need a book for that. And
There
here we
they
go.
are.
This is the succinctly named Warhammer 40,000, the Maelstrom, Lair of the
They
Tyrant,
were all leaked.
into the Nightmare Realm.
They were all leaked.
If you are familiar with Titus, which just released, I think, this is a very similar idea. So it's 4 books contained in a slipcase.
Apparently the next one's
all
one.
of
The
the
last
events that
one's
we
apparently going to be
talked about,
called
the characters
Armageddon.
and things, and some brilliant new and
There's going to
exciting
be
ways
one
to play
called
Warhammer
The Eye of
40,000.
Terror.
Yeah, so there's quite a lot to go through here. Just
So-
like
and
the
there's,
Fight of the Worlds book
another
we've
one
just
as well, so
seen
there might be-
released.
I think there's
loads of
5,
good
is there?
stuff in here. Lair of the Tyrant
gonna
is
be
your
4?
lore book, so this dives into the history and environments and all the locations within the Maelstrom in a level of detail that we've never seen before.
yeah, I think
we
it's
find out
Eye of
about
Terror
the key
and then
planets within
Armageddon's
that region,
the last one.
bits that Huron is in control of, the various
Yeah.
different battles that are ongoing.
Eye of Terror
It's
will be
definitely
Iron
not
Warriors,
a
yeah, that makes
unified
sense.
empire, right? There are lots of factions all playing for their part and trying to carve out.
Well, I
their
think the
little
last
pirate
one's
empires within the
Armageddon, which
Maelstrom.
could be
It also
Orc
tells you all
Pirates. Now
about
that would
the
be
Red
fucking
Corsairs
amazing.
and
Some Orc
particularly,
Pirates.
Huron's bodyguard and his retinue that follows him round, and Prince Uriel and his Corsairs as they battle against the Red Corsairs for dominance.
Yeah, each of these books does a slightly different thing. For example, Crucible of Champions is quite exciting because it is encourages you to sort of create your own hero, stamp your own identity on them, which is a thing I love to do whenever I'm playing a game of Warhammer 40,000. I imagine the commander of my army is me, so that's very exciting.
Yeah,
and
no, that's
obviously
true.
I think you'd make a
That's
great
true.
player, Ed.
Cooler than me because he's a Dark Angels.
I'm getting up
company
to
master,
what book am I on
but,
now?
uh,
I think
you
I'm one
can
book away
sort
from
of,
Angel
get
Exterminatus,
war
which I think
gear
is a
and different
Perturabo
special rules
book.
and all of that stuff to
So I'll
make,
learn a bit more
really
about him soon.
exciting and unique characters. and then use them in
I'm
your
just
games,
about to start the
which
one
is
before
great.
it. I've just
Um,
finished.
Lair of the Tyrant Detachments, as you might
Faith
have
Tread.
guessed, has some detachments in. So
I'm
one
on
of the things that's
the-
worth saying
what's it
about
called?
this book is, much like will happen with the 500 Worlds Titus book, all of the rules that are for match play will also be made available
Shadow of Treachery.
online and in the Warhammer 40,000 app.
That's what
You
I'm
can
moving
also
on to
find
now.
them in print in Lair
But
of
while
the
we're
Tyrant,
waiting for that
and
one,
there's some
I'll
new
just show you the
detachments
scale
for
size, 'cause I know,
Chaos Space Marines, as
Crusader
you
asked
mentioned,
before.
and for Eldari. So
So
one of
there's
those
not
detachments allows
that
you, for
much
example, to make a
difference
very heavily
in the
Corsair
sizes.
themed Eldari force.
See what I mean?
Raid and Ruin lets you put together campaigns that involve
They're
things
not too
like
dissimilar.
ship actions and stuff. So
These
really
are slightly
exciting.
taller, obviously.
Right.
But
So this is not the only stuff
look
that we've got
massive
to
when you
talk
put
about
the
with
spines
regards
on
to the Maelstrom. We also have some new battalions. There's 2 of these. The first one is
Ooh,
the,
I wasn't expecting
Drakari
these.
battalion, and it's packed full of, let's be honest, raiders who are
They
looking
love
to...
piracy.
Yep.
They were kind of the original Eldar pirates. The,
Yeah, loyalists
the
a bit
Drukhari
tall.
here,
Primaris,
and
aren't
this
they?
is a very heavily witch-themed
Chaos
box.
of
So
Yeah,
if
Chaos
you're looking
were
to start
bigger
the
than
Drukhari
the
army, and
first
you've got an
one
eye on the gladiatorial pits
because
Torah,
of the
this is a great place to
chaos
start.
gifts that
It
they get.
includes
But Primaris are much
succubus,
bigger.
2 Venoms, 3 Reavers, 5 Hellions, and 10 Witches. So loads of that witch-themed stuff that you were referring to before, and a really good bedrock for a new Drukhari army, or just the reinforcements if you're already deep
Yeah, they're
into
really
that
pushing
collection.
Drukhari, aren't they? Everyone was
There's another
talking
one.
last year
This
that they were
is,
going to get rid of them.
Leagues of Votan Battalion.
wasn't
and
expecting
that
any of
includes,
these.
The Memnir Strategist. And
See,
6
that's the
mighty
model
steel
there,
jacks,
the
for them
steel
to
jacks.
control
That
and
was
get
the
the
ones
best out
I
of.
thought
And then 3
was going to be that
pioneers to sort of
lizard
raise the head of
character.
the army and scout ahead. And again, ideal
thought it
for
was gonna be a
exploring the
steel
Maelstrom and bolstering an existing Leagues of Votan force if
Yeah,
you want to.
and kind of a nod as well that a lot of the lore in this Maelstrom book is relevant to a big chunk of Warhammer
All right.
40,000. Like
Yeah,
there are
absolutely.
loads of people within the Maelstrom all trying to carve out little mini empires. There's Orc freebooters and Drukhari and
Oh, he mentioned
Leagues
the
of
Scots
Votan
one, did
and
he?
all sorts of stuff.
And there's opportunities.
Oh,
in it.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, it's sort
Well,
of
I've figured out where he gets his whispers
those
from.
with the
So
will to claim
I'm not
it,
going to tell
yeah.
anyone, but I've figured out where he gets them from.
Fantastic. So we have been keeping an eye on some questions, and I've got some that I will just quickly fire out here. So Prime Mod Hale asks, will Huron and his mates be available separately later, or will we be condemned to a character box?
So Huron is in the character box in the same way that Titus is. So
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
2 big boxes coming out initially for the Red Corsairs. One of them is the Red Corsairs Army, which is the Reeve captain leading a force of Red Corsairs, and the other one is Huron and his bodyguard. Everything in the big battalion box will be available separately, but I think for the moment Huron's staying with his retinue.
Yeah, absolutely. The next one is, can Huron's retinue join another unit?
April works for
I think it's a
GW.
unit in its own right and
Imagine
operates
that. That would be
independently.
fucking hilarious.
So that is a good question.
I don't think so.
Perfect. And then a question, I think, regarding the Viper from Jock 4020.
I don't mind it because it's not that much more. I mean, if you were to buy Huron, you're probably talking about 30, 40 quid that box set. If the Titus wants to go buy was what, 50, 60 quid? So you get all them extra models for a couple of quid, so I don't mind
You
it.
could certainly have a go.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep your questions coming in.
You can
try
use
and
them for
answer
kit
some
bashing
as
at the
we
end
go
of the day.
through. One last one from Afexipe. If I've said your name wrong, I apologise. And your question is, which factions can be played in the Maelstrom campaign? Absolutely loads of them. There's an enormous list which I won't go through, but it includes things like Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, Orcs, Freebooters would be great in there. Loads of things. The idea is that you can get involved and have good fun. So if you want,
Well, they're not doing freebooters then.
This
He's just slipped up there and
violent,
said
chaotic
freebooters would be fun.
environment,
So
this
obviously,
is a really good opportunity.
I'm
I don't
quite
think
sure we
freebooters
will
are gonna
list
come
the
then.
factions that you can use on
That's
Warhammer
the Orc
Community,
Pirates,
by the way.
so you can decide for yourself. I think it's almost everything in Warhammer 40.
Yeah, I would be surprised if we've left somebody out, to be honest.
Oh yeah, the
Perfect, thank you
Geodysia
very
one is
much.
fucking
We
ridiculous.
should
£105 for that. No.
Press on. So,
There is a little bit more Warhammer 40,000 later on as well. Just
yeah, that's fair to say. We are about to go to the Mortal Realms, but there's more Warhammer 40,000 later. But let's go to the Mortal Realms now.
Undead. There we go. Called it.
Yes, you can't just solve all of our problems by increasing the bone tithe. The hell I can't.
I don't know if I like that helmet. There's the guy with the size from that beginning bit. You know, there, the banner. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like the chariot. Oh, hang on a minute. They've gone all weird. I don't know that.
The the armies of the Bone
Yeah,
Tithe
they all went-
received
they all
some
went-
much
it went
desired
weird, well done.
reinforcements with this huge glut of models for the Ossiarch Bone Reapers. Eddie, let's talk about what we saw, I guess.
Yeah, so this is a fairly large drop of new miniatures for
Absolutely.
the
I don't know if I
Ossiarch
like
Bone
them.
Reapers. A lot of these
I don't know if I like
units
them.
fill a really nice niche in the army that players have been looking forward to.
Because
for
they
a
got-
long
they're made
time.
of bone and
We
they got
start
bone
with the
armor.
Mortex Triaxes. We
don't
saw
like them.
a Ossiarch with a bow quite a while back, actually, in a Warhammer Underworld warband.
Yeah,
Canaan's
I don't like them.
Absolutely. And,
I love the
think way
braziers.
back then,
I love the
people were
two
speculating,
braziers
of
at the
course
bottom with the
Nagash
green
didn't make just
flame
one
coming
bow,
through it. I
right?
like
That would be a
them.
really strange thing to have done. He did, in fact, make loads
But
of
I
bows,
don't
and
like-
he's given it to his phalanxes, and
Nah,
now
I
you
don't
can
like
have
them.
entire units of bowmen in your
Not a
Ossiarch
fan.
Bone Reapers army, and that does some really fun stuff for you in terms of how you might approach building an army. You can now make a very shooty death army, which has never really been an option before. You can imagine loads of these backed up by your Mortec crawlers and things.
Yep.
You can absolutely dominate the shooting phase. They've got some really tasty rules in game. They've got a very respectable damage output with 2 shots each and a point of rend in there. And
Okay,
one
so
of the
you
things
still
to watch
there?
on
You
them
put- did you
is
put the
those
heating on?
little
I'm fucking shooting up
braziers that follow the unit around.
Yeah, these are my favourite guys in the kit, really.
I don't like
the
that big,
familiars and stuff,
weird
and these are Balefire
him at the
braziers
in the
you
middle.
see
I
on
don't
the
like
left of
no,
the screen right now.
not for me.
They're essentially tokens. What happens is if you
I'll,
fire a
I'll,
whole
I wouldn't
unit
mind
at
getting
one
hold of
enemy,
the
once you're done,
the
you
fire
place
bits
one of these Balefire braziers
and putting them
on
with
that
like a
unit.
Zeech army or something.
And that
but-
has a few effects. The most
Have you put the
significant
heating
from my
on?
point of
So I'm
view,
absolutely
is
freezing
that,
up here.
that unit, while it's got that token
Nah.
on, can't heal wounds.
I don't
or
like
get
the
models
bone
back.
armor over bone. It
And so
makes no
instead you
fucking
take
sense.
that token off. And I rely as my Stormcast Eternal player on like repairing
The
damage. to
bows I
unit, and
like.
so it's quite
I
damning.
do like the bows.
In addition to it looking fantastic with those shrieking faces.
I like
in
the bows
flames.
with a bit of armor on the bows and stuff.
Yeah,
But
the models are very
don't
cool
like-
as well.
I don't like the bone
kind of
armor.
one eye look that they've got as well. So obviously Nagash
Got like
forges.
a bonus eye in their forehead.
Yeah, well, but it's maybe not quite where you'd expect it to be. Maybe it's right at the top of where you'd hold an arrow. I don't know if that makes you better at shooting.
probably
an
broke
arrow.
the heating, yeah,
I
probably,
don't know.
Michael.
Who knows,
That's
right? So- but anyway, they're quite good at shooting. You'll definitely see some in Ossiarch armies, and you could do some very fun.
I mean,
stuff
his
with
face
your-
looks
Yeah,
daft.
absolutely. Next up is another infantry unit for the army. These are the
I like
Mortis
them.
Reapers.
I like them.
They are dread
They are
assassins
beautiful.
from the realm of death, and they use their Reaper's blades to butcher the enemy, specifically.
I like the
enemy heroes.
cloaks. The
Yes,
cloaks
so
for
this
me
is
do
a
it.
very useful unit for taking on.
I
enemy
really
heroes
like them.
and kind of those little isolated, useful units like wizards and priests and stuff like that. They've got 2 things that help them out with that. They've got anti-hero on all of their weapons. They
Fair enough.
also
No,
have
I
the
really like
ability to effectively teleport through pieces of terrain.
She is good at
so
breaking
you
things.
can move towards a terrain feature. You can pick the unit up and you can redeploy it on the other side of that terrain feature. So you can catch out enemies that are trying to hide behind cover.
Well, it's a
and things like
favourite
that.
tactic, right? You know,
Yeah.
parked behind a piece of terrain and think you're safe, and these guys
Yeah.
burst out the other side. That's quite nasty. And fantastic in terms of imagery.
Them
This
I
is very
like.
different,
Them I like. The
look
first
and
ones,
feel to
no.
what we
Them,
expect
yeah.
from the Ossiarch Bone
I
Reapers.
still don't like the
Quite
bone
regimented
armor at the
and
bottom of the
sort of
legs, but-
militaristic.
Yeah, they used to sort
I
of
like the
frown
cloaks.
upon
The cloaks
within,
make it
some of
up
the
for me.
Ossiarch, circles, isn't it? Some of
Yeah,
the,
it's not quite the way it should be done.
It doesn't seem like it's fair. Like they are all about rules, aren't they?
But their boss makes the calls. So
That's
that.
true. That's true.
I mean, you could probably make them cloaks out of
So,
green stuff and put them
to
whenever you
lead,
wanted.
These new infantry models into combat, we have a new hero. This is a Liege Mortec, a good, solid battle line leader to accompany the troops, and he has some good abilities in the game.
Yeah. So
Not for
first
me,
and
that.
foremost, he is useful to have an infantry hero. You can use him to wander around with your infantry.
At least he's got
phalanxes.
proper
He
armor
has a
on, but-
particularly cool little ability, which is that if he is in combat with,
I
an
like the
enemy unit,
Spartan
you can
helmet
split
in the
him to
middle
fight.
better than the one on
Another
the
unit
right.
nearby can fight or shoot into the same combat, and they get +1 to their hit rolls if they do. That stacks really nicely with that.
I think he looks
new
better with the
archer
sword
unit,
than he does
because
the
effectively you can
spear.
charge in with this guy, and then they back him up
And
with
I
a
prefer
rain
the
of arrows
Spartan helmet
as he
with-
slams into the enemy
with the
forces.
shield-
So it's
the
quite a
sh-
kind of
the cheek guards
thematic
closed
look.
in a
He
bit
also
more.
stacks really nicely with your phalanxes of spearmen and line infantry within the Ossiarch. So just a really solid, dependable hero to put in the military
Yeah,
army.
if you're going for Mortec Guard and Triaxes and Crawlers, you want a couple of these to keep everything operating at maximum efficiency. I think.
Remember, we get 60
plus
likes.
one bonus. on
60
those,
likes.
hit
I've got.
rolls is really
We've
gonna
had
be great.
15 likes and there's 18 of us
Speaking
in
of
chat. We
heroes,
get to 60
we
likes.
also saw
We're doing a
the
giveaway.
Cavalos
And it's not going to
and
cost you
War
anything. You've got to be here.
I feel like this is like
That's-
something that
I like
Nagash
that.
dreamed and recalled from a world that was. You know,
mate,
the
I love the
ancient
heads. They've actually
Hekara
gone
with
for
the,
something a
you
bit
know,
more-
the chariots in here.
Rather than a
We
stupid
see
horse
Night
helmets, they've
Nebula
actually
being
gone for
brought
something a
to
bit
the
more.
mortal realm.
I say demonic, but you know what I
amazing.
mean.
Yeah, so the
I like the,
Ossiarchs are
the
very
bone
much Nagash's
horns on it.
idea of an ideal army. So obviously twisted through the filter of the god of death. But these are very
I like
powerful units in the game. There's two.
I love
versions
the
of this kit.
skulls
There's one
it-
that you can
that's
make into a
inside his
hero chariot,
bones.
and there's also a kind of standard chariot. The hero chariot is a really, really durable unit. They both are, but the hero one has 12 wounds,
That's a lot of
3
killing.
up save, and a ward save.
Cheers,
So
Nigel.
even without being the fast and having lots of other abilities.
60 likes, we're doing a
He's
giveaway.
just really hard to kill
Free
and get
one.
rid of.
Not going to cost you out.
But he
Obviously,
stacks
we've
really
got
nicely
the
if
goal
you
to get
send
Chaos
him
to
in
Canada.
alongside some chariots, because he's got some abilities that let them kind of grind into the
If
enemy
Slaith was here, I'd show him.
even after they've charged in and done all their
I'll
kind
show
of
him the
damage
banner we
and
made.
stuff. You can keep just doing stacks and stacks and stacks of
Anyone want to see the banner for Get
Yeah,
Chaos
the
to
idea
Canada?
here, I think will generally be hammer and anvil strike, right? You use your undying legions to hold the enemy on the anvil and then just smash them away with the hammer of the cavalry units and
Yeah, I
chariots.
think all the stuff
a
coming
bit of
out
a
for
derpy
Ossiarchs just
horse
gives
on the
them loads
right.
of new-
Ah!
I think there's been a couple of ways to play Ossiarchs for a little while.
There we
now,
go.
but
Here's the,
now you've got opened up a whole swathe of new things, right? So you could imagine
Get Chaos to
armies
Canada,
that lean
yeah.
really heavily
We need
into
to get it to
chariots
Slaith,
that
and
had
she's going to
death
live
riders
there
that
forever.
accompany
So
them.
we're going to get
You can
Chaos to
imagine
Canada.
armies that lean really heavily into shooting. A combined arms list now looks really tasty. So there's loads of stuff that just opens up a new toolbox.
Yeah,
of
we're
stuff
losing
for us
we're
here.
losing patience with you
Absolutely.
keep
Well,
talking
if you
about
want
fucking
something
Pedro. Knock it off,
completely
guy.
different, well, we're releasing the Null Myriad Phalanx. This is the personal army of Arkan the Black. And it's an
Feel
army
sorry
of
for
renown. So if
Slade.
you want to take an Ossiarch Bone Reaper's army with a slightly different feel, essentially you don't have access to all of the units you would normally do, but you get some distinct bonuses. Essentially, Arkan and the
You won't get
wizards
Pedro
that accompany
Canto in
him,
this live stream at all.
get bonuses to make their spellcasting
I'll
more
guarantee
effective
you
and
that.
even better, and the whole army gets some arcane protection to sort of reduce the
I don't think you'll get him till
incoming,
next edition if you're
magic
gonna get
that
him.
would come your way. And it's super thematic.
'Cause he's not in the,
Arkan's like one of top wizards of
codex, is
death, right?
Yeah, he's also been part of Warhammer for
A very
We're
long
back in
time.
2 minutes,
40+
time
years
for a
at this
pee. Won't
point,
be a sec.
but if you like Magic and you like Ossiarchs and you want to just go all in for Magic, this is one of the ways that you can do it. This is a great little box set to start off. You can also just use this as the start of any Ossiarch army as well. It's a perfectly good start to that too. There's another box set on
There
their
is,
way as well.
So here we have the Heralds of the Bone Tithe, which is a regiment of renown for them.
Yeah, so effectively, this means that you can put some of your Ossiarch units into any other death force. So if you have something like a Soulblight Gravelord's army or a Nighthaunt army or a Flesh Eater Courts army, you can send some of Nagash's tax collectors along with your force so that when the battle has finished, they can go around the battlefield and gather up the bones of the fallen. There's some really nice little abilities in this unit. He's got a spell that means that if you cast it onto an enemy unit, they have to use a command point if they want to fight, which is
really nasty.
It's really, really good. You've got to get it cast. You've got to get it cast. Your opponent will know you're trying to do it. But there is a potentially game-winning little move in there. If you can stop an enemy unit from fighting because they've run out of command points, or make them use a valuable command point when they don't want to,
Just to do something they would
just to
normally
do
do
that,
for
and
free,
they
right?
normally do. That's anything that you can force your opponent to have to use resource they don't want to is
It
great.
feels like a really
What have I
thematic
missed?
use of Vox Mortian, right? He's the sort of the master of the bone tithe. He's the one who tallies it all, and here
Did that come? Did that work all right before Java?
There
You
are only two
voucher.
things in life that are completely inevitable: is death and taxes. In this box is both.
So Java won the
Speaking
painting
of,
competition, the
death,
last one. We have got a new
this is
one!
the death
Exclamation
battle
mark
tome
Discord. We've got another
Bone
painting
Reapers.
competition.
It contains
Make sure
everything
you
would expect to find
get in
a
on it, 'cause
battle
it's a
tank.
free
It's
free
full of
competition.
brilliant lore about the Ossiarch
And this
Bone
time you're gonna
Reapers,
win a
who they are,
£50
and how they
voucher.
fight, as well as all of the rules for everything that we've talked about.
And it's
They've
free.
got a really interesting new rule available to the army, which is Relentless
You're done with
Discipline.
bones.
I'm just touching it very briefly, but there's
Yeah.
like a new little widget attached, the profile.
Undead
circle that
don't
you
necessarily
get,
need to be all
and
bones.
The heroes essentially get relentless
Do
discipline
rotten
points, which
flesh,
they
you
can
could
spend.
do just
so
dead.
The Liege Mortek, this little guy here, gets
Know what I
5. Nagash gets 10.
Haven't used
and they
it
can
yet.
spend those throughout the game to gain some extra abilities. Really exciting.
It's a
I've
shame
not
Wayland
collected
don't
any
do it.
Ossiarch
Exclamation mark
Bone
Wayland,
Reapers,
everyone,
or
if you
as I
want
was
up
sort of
to
deep
maybe
diving
more
into
than
this
20% off your
preview,
Warhammer.
I got quite excited at the possibilities.
I
and
know
the
you get up
weird
to 20,
combinations
definitely,
and
but a
things
sum
we
at
can do.
30
Very
up, I
Yeah,
think.
so you've got things that basically help you out in every phase. You've got things that
Absolutely.
make you better.
Yeah,
at fighting,
Poxwalkers
slightly
are
more
not too bad. You
durable,
could
things like
possibly
that.
proxy
And
them.
one of the things you want to do when you put your army together is go, how many heroes do I want so that I've got the right amount of
Yep.
tools and of these points to spend on my.
Liege Cavalos.
Sorry,
alongside
we were a bit behind them for some reason. It must have.
He's already
There
a
you go.
fairly
I'll
big.
just put us back to
Ossiarch
live.
Bone Reaper. He's
taller than a Stormcast.
Exactly, and then the chariot is just this wonderful piece here. Just so
Yeah, but both of
Yeah,
these
that
have
would have
got
been a
quite
great
lot of
idea,
bits
Java.
on
That
them
would have
as
been a
well. So
great
if you
idea.
build either of these characters, you've got some spare bits, and
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
can customize a little bit and choose whether you want to go with a spear or a sword or which of the various headdresses and things.
And I think you could probably
You
do
got
some
loads
great
of skulls
in terms of
inside the
converting across these
horse,
two
which I
models as
quite
well,
like.
if you wanted
Good, yeah.
multiples of either as
I mean,
well.
that's what
Quite
Nagash
like
is doing,
that.
really. He's just
Yeah,
getting all
yeah,
the bones
just
in a
the
big
kit
pile and
bashing,
building
yeah.
his own
Yeah,
thing. Right?
exactly.
You too
Yeah, we're bored
could
now,
be a Lord of
GW.
Death.
Nobody
Perfect.
plays
Right,
AOS. Move
that
on.
is not it for the Mortal Realms, however. We have another battle tome to show you that is coming out fairly soon. This is the Chaos Battle Tome, Disciples of Tzeentch. As you might expect, it contains everything you need to know about the followers of the Changer of Ways.
No models,
and all
I'm
of
guessing.
his armies that are at his disposal. And it's not just
AOS
book,
sucks.
that's coming out. We are also accompanying it with a new miniature, which is the Fate Master. Eddie, what can you tell us about this?
Yeah, so Fate Master is the general of the mortal armies of Tzeentch. Of course, they are a wizard, because almost everybody who follows Tzeentch is in some way or shape or form a wizard. But primarily, they are leading things like your Kyrek Acolytes and things like that into battle. Because this is a Tzeentchian general, they don't really play fair. So a lot of their tricks and things that they bring to the battlefield are less about winning in a straight fight and more about deceiving your opponent. So you can use some of their abilities to move your own units around the battlefield. When the enemy comes within range to try and charge
That's
your
pretty
units,
cool.
all of a sudden they're
I
not
quite
there
like
anymore,
that.
they're actually on the flank.
You could again
get
proxy that
engineers
as
and very
a
advantageous combats.
as a
So they are,
sorcerer.
a great little unit.
40k
They are still
sorcerer.
a Chaos Lord, and they still fight in combat very effectively, but it's the tricks and the strategic
PC went
positioning stuff
strange,
they bring to your army that makes them really pop in your games.
Yes, that
Yeah,
is another
absolutely.
silhouette
And
counter for you.
there's
Yes.
a new terrain piece for these, which is just fantastic. This is
Oh,
the
I
one I'm
like
excited
that.
About for the
Oh, I like
Disciples
that. I
of
think
Tzeentch.
I'll be
These are
buying
the
that.
Argent shards. Just
Oh, yes.
fantastic embodiment of like the
I like that.
weirdness of Tzeentch, right? When you look at these and sort of the magic swirling around them.
Ah, I like that.
There's a story being told by this model which is borne out by the rules and the lore. Essentially, you see the one on the
Chaos,
left
do you want
on the
them?
screen sort of being
For some
torn
terrain?
apart. These drift around the battlefield. They're really useful. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But if one is destroyed, if you don't get them both, the other one will split and essentially make a new one. And so that you see it splitting apart. That's really part of its own
Yeah,
story.
they do. I like them.
Yeah, so
I like
they've
them.
got,
Just for the terrain.
Two abilities, effectively. One
So
of them is
imagine
that,
having like
if
4
one
of
them is on
them.
the battlefield,
So you
can
got your
leave, like,
normal
another one
battlefield
in your
of
phase.
like
And,
ruins and
if
stuff,
you've
and
got
then
them on the
them.
battlefield, you could
So
use-
like
you
when
could
you're
reposition
fighting
them as
against
well.
the
The reason you
Thousand
might
Sons
want
and
to
stuff.
reposition them is that your wizard
is that
can
one
use
of the
them
other
to
ones?
channel their magic through. So
Yeah, that's this
you're
guy
close to
here,
one of
isn't it?
these and you're a
So that's
Tzeentchian
this
wizard,
guy.
and you've
So
probably
we've
got
done
loads of
that.
Tzeentchian
We've
wizards
done
if
that.
you've got a
We've
Tzeentch
done
army,
that.
because
We've done that. So we've now got
you can
3
use
left.
these to cast
He's
your
Blood
spells
Bowl
further than you
100%.
otherwise could.
This
And if you're
guy
playing
does look
against them,
very
you
Space
can't
Marine,
get
so
rid
I'll
of
give
them
that.
and
Whoever
actually
said that
kill
before, I think it
both
was
of them
Eternal
at the same
Crusade.
time. We've got
And
them
a
on
tank.
the table here, so you get a sense of the scale. So again, this is a fairly large infantry.
Wow,
It's
they're fucking big.
Larger than the Stormcast Eternal. There,
They're actually quite
so they're
big.
fairly big pieces of terrain, and they
I
go
like
back
them.
to that kind of classic.
I'm getting some
Tzeentchian
of them.
idea of the Silver Towers of Tzeentch, which has been
And I'll paint
part
them
of
on
their
stream.
lore for kind of time immemorial. This is a little nod to
Obviously,
that.
nowhere near as
Yeah,
good as
absolutely.
that.
You
But
can
yeah.
see these cropping up in like any Tzeentch army.
Oh
Like
yeah, we were
conversions.
talking
Yeah,
before
yeah,
about,
objective
if you've got
markers,
something like a Thousand
yeah.
Suns army,
Yeah.
and you're building
shit, I
some
gotta buy
scenery or
more of 'em
something.
now.
You can imagine having these mixed in amongst them to make your battlefield look as Tzeentchian as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
God
And
damn it,
that is
Crusade,
not
you've just
it
cost me
in
money.
terms of battle tomes forthcoming for the More Realms. There is another one
Three battle
almost
tomes.
equally magical as
Goodness.
well. These are, of course, the Order Battle Tome for the Lumineth Realm Lords. Again, everything you'd expect from a battle tome, updated with fantastic new lore and all
He's
the
like high
rules and
elves,
things
and
you
he's
will need
elves, isn't
to play your games. The Lumineth Realm Lords army rules have had a shake-up, which is quite exciting. Eddie and I were talking with the team from the Warhammer Studio all about that. And we don't possibly have time to go into all of those details here today, but we'll be covering it as we get closer on warhammercommunity.com. There's also a new model for them. The Lumineth Realm Lords have been really well served with
Double
battlefield
banner?
wizards.
Double
but
banner
maybe
season?
not as many sort of frontline fighting heroes.
Does
So
anyone
this
wanna
is
see
a
the Get Chaos to
Venari
Canada
Lord
banner?
Regent.
Do you want to
so
see that?
The Lord Regent effectively leads
Hang on, one
your
sec.
infantry phalanxes into battle.
I'll put the Get
They
Chaos
are a very
to
competent
Canada
fighter.
banner
They're
up, hang on.
an elven lord, so they've got a very
There we go.
respectable combat
Get
stat
Chaos
line.
to Canada.
The real thing they bring to the battle.
So if you look, we've
are
got
two
we've got a
special
super
rules
chat
into your
goal
game.
going on.
One of them means
And if we
that
can hit that
nearby
super
Lumineth
chat
units,
goal,
when they
we're getting
rally,
Chaos to
because
Canada.
They are a shining example to their
There you
people.
go.
You get to roll extra dice into that, which is really useful if you're trying to
So
bring back your
let's
models,
get Chaos
especially when
to
they cost
Canada.
so many points for Lumineth. So every elf that joins your force is very worthwhile.
It is, yeah.
The other thing they do, if you put them alongside a unit of your wardens, which are your big kind of spear phalanx,
absolutely.
they can
Ethereal.
basically have the
Oh,
phalanx
I don't even
advance
fucking pronounce it.
into enemy units and cause a whole bunch of mortal wounds. So your big scary block of spearmen becomes even
I
scarier.
like that, but I don't like the
All
pink.
edge
Clear
drive
line,
forward.
yeah,
So your
Yeah, it's a
spearmen
one-way
can
ticket,
only do
Nigel.
mortal wounds when they
So every
fight. They can also
£5
just do
you
it
donate
passively by
helps
existing
go
and
towards
pushing
getting
forward
Chaos to
with
Canada.
force.
Fantastic. You've seen on the screen now that the kit has some variants. You can build it in a couple of ways or mix and match between. Maybe get some spares.
Double
And we've got
banners.
them actually on the desk in front of us if you want to have a look.
You need to come
thing
on.
that I
Now
like
that's going to have to
about
be
the
Get
sort of
Chaos back
difference
to
in,
the UK.
is
I'll do
you
that as
see
a
this got
separate
the
live stream.
aura on his back, and then this one obviously has got this sort of double banner. Very good.
Two back banners definitely in this season, isn't it?
Oh, I tell you what. Yeah, banners are back. It seems banners back. That's good. So there we go. And again, just a great hero for your Lumineth Realm Lords. We've got
Send
some questions
Nigel
that have been
instead.
flooding in through
Where
the
is
chat,
Slaith? We need to ask
and
Slaith. Can we send Nigel
actually,
instead of
the
Chaos?
first question really hits near my heart. It says from Prime Chatmandu. It says, "Do you ever get nervous when you're touching Evermore miniatures?" Let me tell you, I am terrified every time I touch Evermore miniatures.
When they hand them over, they sort of scowl.
Yeah, well,
so we're not really allowed to.
Each of these represents like dozens, if not hundreds, of hours of work, right, by the best painters in the world, and they need to be treated that way. The first ever battle report I played years and years ago, I dropped a hell cannon, and I've always been nervous about it ever since. Next question is. Can I use, and it's talking about the Liege Mortec, this is from Priminus Lamp.
You don't want to go
Can
to
I
Canada,
use this
Nigel.
as a MOE proxy?
So
I think you mean
if we
martial
don't hit the
executions.
target, we're
quite a
sending
lot of
Nigel
conversion
instead.
work to do that. But that said, doing kit bashing is half the fun of this hobby, right? I'm looking at all those Red Corsairs, just imagining stealing the heads for my armies. So, yeah, maybe. And then always.
Yeah, if anyone wants to give tonight and donate, I'm tripling everyone up for the giveaway in just over 2 weeks, is it?
Who would die first?
Oh,
Well, I would argue that the Ossop Emery pit is already dead.
I think the Sunstealer is
yeah.
faster.
2 weeks
probably,
in a day.
But,
There we go.
It's tortoise and hare, isn't it? You probably get bored about halfway through the race and
He's
stuff.
never going to outlast the dead, is he?
No, probably not.
Perfect. Look, that was all a bit of fun. Thank
Horus
you for,
Heresy?
keeping
Or
the
Blood Bowl?
questions coming in.
Horus Heresy or Blood Bowl?
We're going to go now from the mortal realms to a very unusual place, which is the Gridiron, as we
Blood
keep
Bowl.
the
There we
theme
go.
of
Blood Bowl.
elves, and we go to Blood Bowl. So, time for us to talk a little bit about the latest Blood Bowl team to approach the Gridiron.
There you go. There's
These
the other
are
one that I
the
said was
Caledor
Blood Bowl. There
Dragons,
you go.
And I got some things to say.
No, it's not talking
this is
too
a
much, Guy. It was just
classic
kept
Blood Bowl
talking about
team
the same
which has
thing.
been,
So you were kind of spamming
around
it.
for a very long time, and now it is redone.
Well,
and
thank you for
updated in
apologising.
plastic,
Appreciate it.
For the modern era. Season 3 of Blood Bowl launched just recently, and I'm really excited for these. I think this might be the last of the classic teams that we're waiting to see.
Could be right. Could be right.
Anyway, if you
Has
know
anyone
the Caledor
played
Dragons, you
Blood
might know
Bowl?
what to expect, but they have
Is it any
4
good?
positionals, and each of them fills a very
Never played it
specific role
ever.
within
Even
the
when I
Blood
worked there,
Bowl,
never played it.
game. So the first up is the Dragon Princes. So they are essentially the show stealers of the Gridiron for the Caledor Dragons.
Not your jam. What about you, Java? Have you ever played it?
They've got a fantastic stat line. They have great rules as well.
Never even looked at it.
In addition
No.
to block, which you'd expect, because these guys kind
It's
of.
one of the
all over
niche
place.
games and no
They
one
also
really
have
played
steady
when I
footing,
worked there, and I
6+
don't know
and
anyone who
don't get
does.
knocked down, so you can use that against any of the circumstances which might come up. They also are penalised by a little rule which is known as my ball, which means they can never give the ball away no matter what.
Don't like sharing.
So the trick with this is to burst through the enemy pitch,
Playing with your
get
balls?
down the field, and then get the ball to this guy. So he doesn't have to give it away. He can just go and score a touchdown instead. Next up, we have the White Lions. The High Elf team is a little bit different to some in that it doesn't really have a catcher archetype. Instead, you've got the White Lions, which are another blitzer almost. They don't have block, but they do have wrestle, which is a very good
Never
skill
tried
to
it
make
before.
sure that you don't get stuck with a turnover if a tackle goes weird and you both get knocked down.
Yeah, they do look
If you both
very
lie down.
Norse.
Oh, lion! Oh my word!
If it had been more of a
the
wolf
claw
than a
is not
lion,
just
yeah,
symbolic. They
I'd
have
have gone
the
with you.
claws special rule.
Yeah.
And what that
Not very
means
nice look
is
to
that they never need more than an 8+ to bust the armor when you're making the armor roll, having successfully hit somebody. That's really useful. The third of the sort of
I like
skilled
the claws.
positionals are the Phoenix
I like the
Warriors.
fact he's using the claws on his fist.
Phoenix Warrior really fills the role of thrower, and this is one of the best throwers on the Blood Bowl pitch.
Do not quarterback them.
Fantastic stat line, really, really great at making sure the ball goes to where you need it. So they have those throwing skills that you would expect. Also, they have Cloud Burst, which is so good. Essentially, Cloud Burst gives you a real advantage in that when you lob that ball, the enemy can't make intercept rolls against you. So imagine your Dragon Prince has burst through, he's far down the field, you just one nice clean lob shot all the way down the pitch, and nobody can catch it instead. It's great.
What I love about all of these miniatures is that they look like the Blood Bowl incarnations of the classic
Absolutely so,
old
right?
world units. So like the Phoenix Guard, the White Lions, the Dragon Princes, they just look exactly like those, but in shorts.
Yeah, exactly. So lots of calves and thighs.
Makes me laugh. They got
and
the
sway,
big
but
ornate
otherwise
helmets,
it
and then
is
they got the
just
thing that
pure,
comes around the
Blood
face
Bowl
here,
fun.
like
Right, this is the fourth
like
position.
American football.
They're the High Elf linemen. In some ways, the linemen are like the boring part of your Blood Bowl team, but High Elf linemen are really good. Right, let's not beat around the bush.
That's the only part
they've
of
got
it.
great
If you were
stat
just to
lines,
show someone
they've
this
got decent
model,
armour,
that's the only part of it
they've got
that
no
looks
skills to
American
speak of,
football-y.
but they're reliable. The
That's
only
it, just that.
downside is at 65,000, I think it is, to recruit them. You don't get a massive team. You know, I started my Blood Bowl time
It's
playing with
definitely
halflings.
an elite finesse team.
Yeah,
isn't it?
and so you've got to get everything active.
They
in
don't
the way
wear
it's
undies,
supposed to,
just jock
and
straps.
I guess you need these to do some of the heavy lifting in terms of maybe making tackles or throws or catches.
I think they got
themselves.
rubies.
The kit also contains, crikey, I've talked a lot here. It also contains the balls, the turn and reroll markers, and everything that you would expect for you to mark in play.
Not for me.
And there'll be a Spike
Not for
journal
me.
that comes out alongside all of this when it releases, which is full of all of the stories and the lore behind it and information about
Two
different
balls,
high elf
two balls,
teams and all
please.
of that
Two
good stuff.
balls.
And dice and a pitch and all that jazz as well.
Yeah, I think you talked a little bit about how they key into sort of the classic imagery of the High Elves. I think one of the things that I really like is that bleeds into the rules in a way. The Dragon Prince is extremely arrogant.
They're like your shock troops that
Exactly.
go up
And
the middle.
the White
yeah.
Lion, they were the monster hunters traditionally, right? And so like,
So if the
claw
enemy's got
rule-
a troll, you're like,
Exactly.
you're going down, troll.
that claw rule lets them go in and bust open, I don't know, Chaos Warrior armor or whatever it might be. Yeah, really great. Very exciting to see them
Not for me.
finally reach the gridiron.
Nice looking models, but
And there
not
we
for
go.
me.
That is your Blood Bowl section. Pretty exciting.
All right.
To a pitch near
Horus
you.
Heresy, do we reckon?
Next up, he says,
Custodes.
we have a little bit of an animation clip to show some people.
Yeah, absolutely. So next up, we have a new clip from Penitence, which is the new Warhammer 40,000 animation on its way for Warhammer Plus very soon. Here are the first 2 minutes of that show.
This is the Adeptus Sororitas episode, isn't it? Well, it would be calling Penitence, wouldn't it? I swear I get copywritten now. They put a copyright against me.
For too long,
Yeah, no, start is at the end of the year.
Vision 4 has been bereft of the Emperor's light. Like so much of our benighted Imperium, it clings on. A candle flickering in darkness. Our mission is of sacred importance. The enshrinement of our fallen Canoness Rexilla. She will be a beacon, a rising call to the faithful.
Yeah, if I talk over it, is it alright? Is it okay? Because it's like a watch along rather than actually just showing it. Nah, fair enough.
The Emperor's flock will come, and with them, new hope. The foulness of the orcs shall be driven from this place. We shall risk everything for this.
I don't know what to say.
We will not fail. For to do less would be to fall short of what our Emperor demands. By fire and faith, we...
Where's your fire? I think they fight the orcs, don't they? It's gonna be a hard landing. There they are. Yo. They look good in the Tides episode, bullets. I think they're really cool in that. Upside down. Must be in Australia.
His test begins.
What do you think? What do we think?
Eddie, that was awesome. What can you tell us about Penitence?
Yes, this is a new animation on its way for Warhammer Plus. This is an Adeptus Sororitas animation featuring the Order of the Sacred Rose, which is I think we haven't seen before.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are on a sacred mission to found a new shrine world. They have a sacred relic, and they have to get it to the shrine world.
Yeah.
Obviously, the mission doesn't quite go to plan, as you saw.
I thought
there.
the
Their ship is
African
intercepted by
accent
some
that they were
orcs
using was a
and
bit
downed, and then they have
stereotypical,
to
but
trudge across this wasteland to get their relic to where it needs to go. The orcs in this are snakebite orcs, which
Cool.
is pretty cool. We haven't really seen snakebite orcs in animation before. Snakebites, of course, famous for bringing along gribbly squiggly beasts with them, and I can confirm there is a squig in this animation.
Nice. So we get both a cyber shell and a squig in Penitence.
Absolutely spoiled. Yes.
Living the dream. So when does it arrive?
So this is on its way in February. The first
that's not too
episode,
bad.
it will be a 3-part animation with the first one landing in February, so not very long to wait at all.
Fantastic. So if you are not familiar
Yeah, I'll watch
with
that.
Warhammer TV, it's available through your Warhammer Plus subscription.
Yeah.
And it gives you access
Just
to
for the
loads of
squig.
animations and sort of shows that are made by the team in-house, gaming and lore and all that sort of thing. So if you want to watch this as it comes out, make sure you
yeah.
get yourself a
Oh, well, I
subscription. and
liked
join
all
in.
the other
It's
ones,
gonna
so
be great.
yeah, I'll definitely watch this.
Nice one. Right. So there
Female
were some questions
Custodes.
in the Blood Bowl section.
Female
that,
Custodes.
I got hold of late, and my favourite question was Custodes when? Well, I'd like to tell you when. We're going to go to all the way back to the Age of Darkness with this.
Ooh. New Custodian Guard. Sentinel Guard. There it is. Benatari called it. Where's the Dreads? There he is. There they are. Wow, they've done loads. I like these. Oh, I like all of them. I will be buying all them. Not all in one.
So excited by everything that we just saw there. We have the forces of the Legio Custodes for the Horus Heresy. Everything in that video we're going to talk about. Let's start with what you can see on the screen right now.
So this is a box, isn't it, Adam?
Yeah,
it's a brand new box.
This is the Legio Custodes battle group, and this is coming out as part of the launch. Everything in this is a new plastic miniature.
Yes.
And it just looks incredible.
Yeah, I'll be getting that box set, I think.
Of Custodians. You've got a Dreadnought, a Shield Captain, and a Grav Tank. Let's talk about those in detail. These, of course, are the Custodian Guard Sodality, Eddie.
This is a Custodian Guard Sodality. They are the archetypal image of a Custodian. They are towering guardians, each one with a Guardian spear, able to chop the enemy up in close combat and blast them apart at range. They are a brand new plastic kit. A slight readjustment, I suppose, of the proportions of the Custodians, but still very recognisably the Custodians that you know and love, the Guardians of the Emperor, and still in the Horus Heresy at this point, successful.
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. They haven't dropped the ball yet. The kit is, as I said, it was multi-part plastic. There's some options in there.
Oh, I don't know if they've made them smaller. I don't think I will.
Helmets that you can see here. There's some bear heads in the kits that you can build your models. Whether they're willing to risk getting shot in the face or not, that's your choice. And then there's option for the Vexilla in there, so you can carry proud standard of imperial rule.
Yeah, you've also got all the Misericordia as you'd hope as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of stabbing daggers that the Custodians have.
They're just dripping in all the paraphernalia and a power that you'd expect from
There's that
most elite warriors.
That's what we were talking about the other day with the Guardian Spear, the mag on the different angle.
You can do a mixture or all of one style, whatever it is that suits you really. You've already said it, but for me, this is the quintessential image of the Legio Custodes. These like serried ranks of sort of spear-wielding warriors. I love it. They're not the only sodality in the Custodes Battle Group box set, though. You also have the Sentinel Guard, who are essentially the same kind of unit. These are equipped with Presidium shields and Custodian Warblades.
Yeah, so another effectively battle line unit of Custodians. A normal Custodian, such a word can be used to describe the Custodians. These ones are a little bit more defensive and a little bit less killy. But
Female
Custodians,
everyone.
Female Custodians. Very, very durable. These ones have shields, which in your games,
I like that helmet.
Allow them to
I like that. I do like that
helmet.
helmet.
And make them a bit more durable against incoming fire, which is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And their invulnerable save is better because of those shields as well. They're just great. And so essentially, you're just making that choice, aren't you, between these two units?
A little bit killier or a little more defensive.
And
Twitter explodes.
Want a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Of course, there was more.
I want to know if these are smaller then, because they said this has been a scale size, but they never said bigger or smaller.
Captain, I am unapologetic in that this is my favourite of the models in this Custodian release. I genuinely think this is incredible. The level of detail that they have captured on it is so good. It comes with a couple of options. Here you can see the helmeted head and the unhelmeted head. I really like that golden laurel wreath that has been sort of woven into her hair. If you don't know about Custodian shield captains,
yeah, it could be.
These are essentially a top-tier fighter on the battlefront. They can go up against anything up to and probably including the first captains of the Space Marine Legions. If you're not a Primarch, it is not a pushover. And even if you are, be careful.
Yeah, a shield captain
I like that
shield. Squad of Custodians can happily take on a Primarch level character. And against anything that's a Space Marine, unless you've got a very, very impressive sword of some sort, you're definitely going to come out on the wrong side of that fight.
Oh, the chat on those is
so good.
Dripping in detail. I think one of the things you can just see in that rotating image there is the text on the inside of the shield.
We got quite excited about this earlier on, didn't we?
So one of the concepts of Custodians generally is that they write their honor.
Everyone's like Big L.
And the idea
Shield Maiden.
The titles that this warrior has achieved throughout their career has been so extensive that the achievements have gone beyond their armor and onto the shield itself.
Yeah, absolutely. A really fantastic model. I wonder if we'll be talking about this as one of the models of the year this time next year. There's more inside this battle group than we've shown you so far. We go to the vehicles.
There he is. I'm getting one of them now.
Dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
There's two variants. You can choose which one you're going to build. The first of which is
Gladius.
The Contemptor Achilles Dreadnought.
Achilles, yeah.
It is equipped with an Achilles War Spear, which is like the length of 3 men.
It's just a giant guy.
Female
with a spear,
dreadnought.
Yeah,
basically, isn't it?
absolutely.
If you get put inside a dreadnought and you've been a custodian, you're like, I really like stabbing people with a spear. Can I continue to do that?
I
And the
will be
answer is
getting
a
that
flat
one
yes.
and the
Yeah, and
Gladius.
it's phenomenally dangerous. Big damage. It's got armor bane, so vehicles are in real trouble.
One of the resin
For
ones
me,
have come
this
off
is my
the
favourite of
website
two,
yet.
and we'll show you the other one in a second. But look at the pose that you've got on it. This kit is really poseable. They've made the most of these sort of multi-part.
That's the same
plastic
pose as what they got in the
functionality that
resin
this kit
one.
enables to give you something really special.
Nothing
Yeah,
special.
the Contemptor Dreadnoughts, all of the Contemptor Dreadnoughts, but particularly the Custodian ones, have been available in resin before, obviously,
Yep.
and they've always been kind of highly posable. None of that posability has been lost in the transition to plastic, and actually it's now an even easier material to work with, and you've got more options and ways of building, so you can
Yeah,
include
because it's a bigger
half
body
a dozen,
inside
a
it.
dozen of these dreadnoughts in your army if you wanted to, and every single one of them
Custodian
could
that
look
goes in it
completely
rather than
different in terms of posing.
oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. Let's look at the other one that's in. So this is the
Um,
Contemptor Galatus Dreadnought.
I
Again,
think this one's my favourite. I think
There you go.
he
Galatus,
looks
not Gladius.
absolutely awesome. There's something about a dreadnought with a massive shield and a massive sword that just absolutely works for me.
I'll be getting both of
And
them.
it mirrors the two different core unit types within the custodians,
Exactly
right?
so.
You've got one with the
I don't think
spear,
I'll get the
more
box set.
aggressive one. You've got one with the
I don't think I'll get the box set, but I'll get the individuals. That depends on the cost.
If you wanted to, you could pair them up, right? You could have the shield one walk around
It would
with your
be
shield
kinda cool, wouldn't it?
custodies and your spear one go alongside the warriors that they fought with in
The
life.
dreads,
yeah, the Contemptor
dreads are
Galatus
gorgeous.
has the Galatus Warblade. That is just going to cut through
Bigger
like
chest
medium
inside the
heavy
body,
infantry
yeah.
like nothing. I think to bear in mind about these.
It's more
every
rose
dreadnought
gold, it
is
must be
piloted by, like, a
female.
fallen warrior, right? That is entombed within the sarcophagus.
Booby chest.
Just bear in mind that the warrior that is piloting this was a custodian, the absolute fighting elite of the Imperium, handpicked and created by the Emperor. These are really, really dangerous on the tabletop. In addition to all of that armor, they're phenomenally skilled warriors still.
Yeah, a very, very good stat line. They can wade into.
Surely
whole
I'm owed
phalanxes
some
of,
vindication
enemy
because I
space
was
forces.
calling a lot of this on the
Yeah,
lead up to
They're
it.
very satisfying.
So
They
come on,
look great.
you've got to.
The final thing that's
I
inside
know it sounds
the
like
Custodian
Barat, but
battle
you come
group
on.
box
You got to give me
is this.
something.
This is the Caladius Annihilator Grav Tank. We'll talk more about other Grav tanks in a minute, but essentially think of this as a main battle tank for the Legio Custodes force.
Bolters
It's
on the
equipped
swords
with
normally,
an
but
Arachis
yeah,
Blaze
could be.
Carronade, which is the sort of double-barreled weapon.
because like
you see
the
on top.
concept,
This is a
the
devastating
spears and
ranged
the
weapon with
swords
two
that the
fire
normal
modes, the first of
warriors
which is
carry, the
anti-tank.
normal guardsmen
You're
and stuff.
thinking 2 shots at strength 10, just
just
blasting
bolters, but-
vehicles
Armor bane.
apart. Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely. And then its alternate fire mode is multi-shot and is great at gunning down heavier infantry.
Yeah.
So I think that we were talking about before, and I think you made a really good point of, was stuff in the Legio Custodes force needs to often do 2 things. to
Yeah,
survive.
because you're always outnumbered,
Yeah, a
both
couple
in
of
terms
these.
of how big your units are, but also in terms of how many.
My
units you have
Custodian
on the
army's gonna be
battlefield.
vast.
So it's not enough that you've got a unit that's very good at killing tanks. It might also need to do some double duty to, pitch into the battle against
Yeah.
enemy heavy infantry or support your units.
Just
in
because.
whichever thing
Just
is currently
because.
giving you challenges. So
I am
most
surprised they
units
did so
in the
much. I
Custodian
didn't think
army
I
are
I
quite
called it
good
the
at
other day. The
several
dreads,
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Venatari. That's
Those
what
are
I
the
said it
units
was
that
gonna
make
be.
up the Custodian,
I didn't think they
Guard
did. I knew they were
battle
doing the
group
tanks. I
that
knew they were
shown
doing
at the start. There are more
bits and
units
bobs,
coming along the way.
Yeah, that'll be
Also,
the,
all
that'll
I
be
didn't
the
think
first
they'd throw them all
thing
out
you
straight
can buy.
away.
That'll be the-
Absolutely.
if you want to go all in for a new Custodian army, that'll be the first thing, but your reinforcements are hot on their heels.
Exactly so. So next is the Caladius Grav Tank. It is very similar to the Caladius Annihilator Grav Tank. It's just not an Annihilator. Instead, it has an Iliastus accelerator cannon on its
there
roof.
you go.
Think Sikaran battle tank from the Space Marine Legions, if you know the setting and you know the war gear, is similar but upgunned version of that kind of weapon. So decent fire rate, gonna maul medium
Cavils
and
there
light
having a
vehicles
wanker on.
and
Fucking hell, I love
pretty much
these.
any infantry
Fucking
you
love
put in
these.
front of it.
Don't know why
It's
he's
a
from the
big,
north, but he
heavy-duty
is.
tank.
Yeah, it's another great option for a line battle tank. You won't get many tanks in a Custodian army just because everything costs so many points, but there's certainly a place for one of each of these in a 3,000 point force.
Yeah, absolutely. Sticking on the theme of the Grav tanks, we have the biggest of all of them, which is the Coronis Grav Carrier.
Look at
This
that.
thing is enormous. We've got one on the desk in front of us. We'll show you in a minute. But essentially, this is big enough that it can carry an entire sodality of Custodian Guard and an accompanying hero.
Yeah, you get a kind of a sense of how big it is there because you can see the Custodians next to it. Remember,
He's there
those
with
are
Luke.
Terminator-sized miniatures, so this is a big old tank.
It really is. It's not unarmed as well. You can see the guns on it, but the one to talk about maybe is the Neutronium Cascade Projector.
Sounds cool.
We'll tell you more about that another time, but essentially it's a powerful gun in its own right. So in addition to disgorging the most elite fighting units in the galaxy onto the tabletop, it's also hosing you with devastating firepower.
And all of these are
Look at
plastic.
that.
This is
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
huge plastic kit.
Fuck.
Additionally, you might have seen in the video that we saw before, you have the Venetari sodality. So these are elite hunter-killer strike troops.
No, I'd
within
be
the
furious
Legion
getting
Custodians,
adverts.
Born aloft on these sort of gold
I want them.
wings.
I was
on
going to get
contrails
some
fire,
when I go
diving deep
Warhammer
into the
World
enemy.
on the
Yes, this is
21st,
your kind
if
of
they didn't
rapid
release them in
strike,
plastic.
Fast attack choice for the Legio Custodes. You've got a couple of options there. You've got the spear, or you've got the buckler and
getting
pistol.
them.
Both of those are very
Getting them.
lethal. They also all come
want
as
some
standard with
Venetari.
Misericordia and effectively like ancient grenades.
Oh,
from,
everyone's going to be playing
bygone era
Custodes
that are
in the
more
tournament
powerful
world
than
now.
even things like the melter bombs.
I was
of
just
the,
thinking that.
Space Marine
Get
Legion.
past,
Yeah,
put
these
them
are
on the
some
Sangria
dangerous
Guard.
guys.
Yeah,
The,
that's where they've robbed them from.
The kinetic
They've robbed the
destroyers,
plastic
which is
from the
sort of
Sangria
handgun
Guard and put them on
looking
these.
thing you can see, it's a really powerful hand cannon, basically. The Tarsus buckler reduces the strength of incoming enemy fire. Or if you equip them with the Veritum Lance, say that fast, really great on the charge. So options a go-go for you to get
Just
the most
in
out of
case
these.
your custodians weren't scary enough, now they're faster than everyone as well, and there's no escape.
You can see here the front. I believe
like
that is the Neutronium Cascade.
I think these are
mine.
gorgeous.
So,
These are
yeah,
absolutely gorgeous.
delivering fun into the heart of the enemy. All of this stuff and where you find it exists in.
Jeez, look at the size of them
Custodes
fucking
Liber,
tanks.
which we'll show you here. There you go. It's a big book. It's hardback. It's lovely. It's full of all the lore and the stories and information that you need to learn about the Legio Custodes. Oh, I nearly
I want to know a bit more about this
and in addition to that,
size
it talks about other
change.
elements of the Imperial household. So
Yep, so
proportion
you've got
change.
the Anathema Psychana, the
Women are always
Silence,
scary when they're
you've got
angry.
the Assassinorum.
Reckon every single one of
You've
these
got
is a
all the
woman.
various tools of the Imperial household, the stuff that the Emperor kept to himself on Terra as his personal army. All very, very powerful forces in their own right.
yeah, perfect. So we've got the
about
models
time they
in
did
front
all
of
this
us.
for the
It'd be fun to
Custodes.
do a little bit of show and tell. First of all, we have a little stunt guy in the front.
Heresy
This is
Bob for scale here.
a happy little solo auxilia, and let's just stand him alongside the shield captain for context and scale.
Just going to get you a nice close in a second, guys, just so you get a sense of how big these are.
I'll slide him back. Oh, so nervous touching these and don't want to script.
Don't break it.
Tell me about it. So the Custodian Guard are big, right?
I
These
wanna see 'em
are
next to
the pinnacle
Primaris
of
Marine.
the gene crafting that the Emperor does when he's creating his elite warriors. The only thing better, I suppose, is the Primarchs. And these didn't go wrong.
And
so-
half of them went bad, really.
Yeah, right,
So, I mean,
so-
maybe they're the best they got.
And then you can see the scale of the other things. So you put the little guy up alongside the grav carrier. It's just enormous. This thing is huge.
That is huge.
If I spin it round, you can see the entrance hatch.
It's like bigger than your hand, Adam. It's,
Yeah.
it's a big old thing.
So
That's
it's really
basically
cool.
the same
Entrance hatch, I
size
was
as like a
looking at
Baneblade.
some frames and that's detailed on the inside. So I think if you're one of these modelists who likes to do that sort of thing, you might be able to like have it open or make a diorama or whatever it is you want to do. Yeah, so I think people are going to have a lot of fun with this, and
Just the size of the thing.
it's really cool, isn't it? What else is there to say on these? We should talk a little bit about the dreadnoughts. If you look at the
Baneblades a
chest
bit
armor
bigger.
on them, if I tilt them, you
Yeah,
might
so
be able to
there's a
see.
few different options on there, actually. I was looking at the kits before. You've got options for things like the shoulder pads. So if you've got multiple dreadnoughts, you can have slightly different shoulder pads. There's some nice little areas for heraldry. So these ones have got some heraldic devices designed onto them.
They
There's some
do have
different,
Land Raiders, but I don't know if they have them
faces,
in
I think,
Horus
the kit.
Heresy.
You've got some different chests. You've obviously got
Because
the
you can
different
take 'em in
weapons. So you've got
40k.
loads of ways of making these really different. There's loads of detail on them, so but a lot of it's kind of sculpted on. So you could paint them very quickly if you wanted to. If you wanted, spray them gold, put a wash on them. They look pretty
You're
great.
almost ready for war
Yeah,
at
they're
that
kind of
point,
ready.
aren't you? Yeah,
but it
absolutely.
also, if you wanted to spend hours and hours and hours and make these, the best model you've ever painted, they are a fine candidate for that as well. They are just really, really lovely models to put.
Definitely
your
want
hobby
the
hours
tanks,
into
and I
get something
definitely
really nice
want
out of
the
it.
dreads.
The other thing that is worth saying about a lot of these miniatures is they will obviously have some dual purpose in Warhammer 40,000 as well.
Absolutely.
So if you have an Adeptus Custodes army, things like the Dreadnoughts obviously are already a data sheet in your force. You already have data sheets for things like Custodians with Guardian Spears and with shields.
The shield captains are an
Shield
absolute shoe-in,
captains as
right?
well. So lots of these, if you wanted to put them into your Warhammer 40,000 army, there's absolutely no reason not to.
Yeah, perfect. So we're not done with the Horus Heresy. There's still more. There's obviously a little bit for the Legiones Astartes. First up, we
Let's have a
have
look.
the Legion Glaive super heavy tank. You were really excited about this
I
one.
think this is my favourite. This is my favourite super heavy, and I think
Oh.
it's mostly because I just love Volkite. There's something
It's
about it. It's just
interesting gun, isn't
like
it?
intrinsically heresy for me.
Got the
And this
size
is
of
the
that Volkite
largest plastic
fucking
Volkite
gun.
gun we have ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Not counting things like stuff on Titans that we might have seen in epic
Yeah,
scale.
in
Wow.
Timmy Tiny scale.
But it is an absolutely enormous tank. It is obviously the Fellblade is the same chassis, but this
That's
has,
the,
I think,
that's
a
the
cooler
cannon
looking
we
gun.
saw.
I know you're a big fan of
So it
it.
wasn't
Fellblade
plasma,
is the one for me, but I can't.
but it
deny
was
the coolness of
Volkite,
this.
so you weren't
The
far
panning
away, guy.
shots that you're getting right now really just show how
Wow.
cool and detailed this model is. Right, that camera is so close to the model, and it just looks just crisp and brilliant.
They
and
are
exciting.
massive. Obviously, we built one, didn't we?
uh,
I won't be
This
buying
one,
that
of
one
course,
because I got the
painted in Iron
Fellblade.
Warriors colours.
Yes, well-
it also looks equally good in the other 17 available colours.
Yeah, I would think so. Better
There you
maybe
go.
in the colours
Ad,
first.
you're getting that one, yeah?
Who am I
You're getting
to-
that one instead of the
it is a
Fellblade, or you're getting both?
Carronade, if you're wondering, it's just an enormous gun that will deflagrate your enemy should you
It's
so
a great
desire.
word, great special rule.
It's not the only Astartes tank available. There was also the
new
return
Whirlwind.
of a stalwart of the Legiones
Whirlwind.
Astartes, and indeed the Space Marines of the 41st Millennium as well, with the Whirlwind missile tank.
There's
I like that.
something just kind of lovable about the Whirlwinds. This is
It's a change in the scale and
it's just
magnitude
nice,
here,
it's
isn't
just nice. It's got a very useful little artillery piece. Does
Is
look
it worth
useful,
getting
very
that
cool
now?
for you in the game.
Or waiting,
This
because you're going to
is
play
a
in
long-range
40k, there's going to be
artillery
a
support
size
piece that
increase.
can,
There's probably no point
reach
buying
enemy
that for
units where
40k.
most
Buy
of
it
your
for
units can't get to
Horus
them.
Heresy.
Lots of the different missiles you can give it have
Hey, Slave.
morale sapping effects, basically.
Yeah,
so
so
it's a debuffing
If you put
piece
so
of artillery.
it comes with IX Explosive standard. You upgrade those missiles to Pyrax if you want. At which point you can literally just drive people off of objectives by causing panic. Fantastic for shifting, hard to move. You know, when normally
Old
you're trying
school
to kill
bolters on the
dozens and
top.
dozens of models to claim objectives. Whereas
If
land
they
one of
just
those
make them
shells
walk
on it
off
and just,
it, then you can
make
just
them
take
give
it.
it to you.
We were talking before. This is obviously.
I like
painted
it, but
up
I wouldn't
in
buy
colours
it for
of the Imperial
40k,
Fists,
because they're gonna
we
have
thought it was
the-
quite amusing that it's
If they
done
do
as
the
a
Rhino,
Templar,
there'll be a new Whirlwind
because
to
they're obviously
the
keenest
size
usually to get
difference.
into close combat.
You can imagine how that went. It's like, my Lord Dawn, I'm now a Templar brother, and I'm itching to serve. And he's like, sit in this at the back, please.
Oh, maybe a punishment, perhaps.
Maybe he just likes Sigismund too much. Who knows?
I'd get it
is
if I had
fantastic,
a
and
Horus
we're very
Heresy on me,
excited
I'd get
for
one
it.
of them.
Where will you find all the information you need for these? Well, thankfully there is a new Journal Tactica on the horizon. It's called Mailed Fist, and it details the Legiones Astartes super heavy tanks.
Well, that one came out.
Lots
That
of
Rhino
lore,
came out when I was
organisation
the.
charts and information on
I remember
how they
that,
were fielded,
that actually
the
came out when I was
operations
so that was
they performed, that sort of
2002,
thing, as well as some rules,
2003.
including the rules.
So it's
for the
20 odd years
returning,
old, that Rhino
Whirlwind.
chassis.
Absolutely. And those of you with eagle eyes may have spotted there is one Ultramarine
There we
in this
go.
preview.
Ultramarine fans,
We
being
are
up, we've got you.
contractually obligated to include at least one Ultramarine Space Marine in every preview, and you can see him there, about to be crushed
So
under
no
the
Ultramarines, so
uncompromising
no
wings of the
Guilliman.
Warriors.
If he's not dead yet, he will be soon. Perfect. So that was great. Loads of stuff for the Horus Heresy. I'm going to quickly dive into the questions and see where.
I don't
we
care
are
about the
at.
questions.
Right. So we've got. Will the Custodes be playable in Warhammer 40,000? That's from Blood of Dead. Well, you've covered
I
that
think
one
we've
already.
sort of covered that one.
Loads of those
Yes,
models
you
will be.
like
And it's
to
really
give
worth
away.
saying again,
We're on 17.
if it's got a
Keep going.
analogous unit in Warhammer 40,000,
Smash
by
that
all
like
means
button.
use it. If it suits you, that would be great. Will we ever see more Sisters of Silence? And the answer to that is they have rules, and all of their lore and stuff is contained within that Liber Custodes. So you can continue to field them. I hope one day we'll get more.
That's
more
the
models
most
for them as well.
There's no
overpriced
Sisters of
box
Silence
set
in this
ever.
particular wave
The
of
Sisters of
releases,
Silence.
but
But they
there's
are very much
absolutely-
catered
It's
for.
like
there's
40
absolutely no reason
quid
that we wouldn't in the future,
for
and they'll
5
absolutely feature in
Sisters
the
of Silence.
rules, in this expansion.
It's
And
yeah,
the question is,
it's
can you tell us
horrible.
how many heads there were? I probably could have done, but I've forgotten because it's been quite a long preview. I think
How
you
many
get
heads for
how many bear heads? I think you get enough to do all of the models helmeted.
I think you
or
do,
bare
yeah. So if you want an entire squad in helmets, you can do it that way. If you want an entire squad in bare heads, you can do it that way as well. I
I
think.
wonder if someone's going to ask Addy both
but don't
male
make
and
a buying
female
decision
heads.
based on what I said right now because I might be wrong.
I had a question earlier on that I actually got wrong.
Oh,
I
go
just wanted
on.
to revisit. So somebody asked if the Corsair unit was able to join, Huron's bodyguard was able to join another unit. I said it wasn't. It is, in fact, able to join
Nice.
another unit. So
Perfect.
sorry about that.
And the last question, this is from Love George, and the question is, in relation to the tank, is this plastic? Everything we've shown in this entire preview is in plastic. So I don't know which tank you meant, but the answer
Nice
is yes.
Crusader.
The Corona
some.
Grav Carrier, the both the tanks, the super heavy, all of it, it's plastic all
Do
the
you
way
want to just
along.
get a shot of the
Oh,
Grab
yeah.
carrier next
Oh,
to
here we
The
go.
scale of the thing is
Here we
quite
go,
fun,
here's the
isn't
scale.
it? So try not to scrape the metalwork against each other. So I'm going to put them so they're sort of end to end. You can get a sense of how big they are if we get the camera on those. It is
So
very
it was big.
nearly super heavy size.
So
It's
did
really
it was
not
nearly
far
the size
off.
of the Bane
It's
Blade, because
certainly
that's
not
the
quite
size of the
bulky,
Bane. The
perhaps.
Fellblade's the same size as the Bane Blade. Comes in a bigger box, anyway.
They have a bit more space
Space Marines.
inside there, perhaps.
Fantastic.
But it's a big
Nearly the
old
same
tank,
size as the
certainly.
Bane Blade.
Right, there we go. We are not quite done yet. We did promise you that we would return to the grim darkness of the far future, and here we are with
Raven
a
Wing.
little teaser.
Samael. Here it is. There's the Iron Warriors. The Defiler. There's the Defiler. They had him in the Defiler.
Well, that was.
Oh,
a
you
tease, wasn't
fuckers.
So that could mean almost anything.
It could. All we
mean
know
almost
is that the reign of iron approaches, and some of you may have been able to form your own opinions on things that
Suck it,
may have
Valrat,
been
yeah.
hinted at with hazard stripes and.
So there's the
sort of
Iron
burnished
Warriors. That was
silver
the.
armor, who knows?
that
if
was
you
definitely
want
the
to have a look at
Defiler.
those images again, hop over to warhammercommunity.com. There'll be an article appearing there. If
Come on,
it's
where's
not
this
already there,
Raven
it'll be
Wing
very
stuff?
Soon, and you can maybe glean a few more bits of information. That brings us to the end of our preview. If you've enjoyed this and you want more Warhammer for tonight, over in the US at Palm Springs right now, there is a Warhammer Open event taking place where there's fantastic games of Warhammer being played all weekend. And as soon as we're done here, we're going to throw back to the team out there who will be
Come on, where's the
commentating on
Raven Wing
fantastic games
stuff?
of Warhammer 40,000, I believe.
Why were the
jump
Purity
on board
Seal
and
with the
have a look
Raven
at
Wing on
what's
it then?
going on there by
Why
all
do
means.
that?
Really, what remains, I guess, is to say thanks to everybody who's made this work. We've got a team of people who've operated all the cameras and all the streaming equipment and covered off your questions. Thank you to all of you. Eddie, thank you
Well,
for
they've
keeping
actually
me company.
paid. They paid for
Well,
people to do it rather than
Plans
just
tonight otherwise,
have
so
shit
it's been
microphones.
fun.
and the most important people to thank all of you who've chosen to spend a little bit of time being as excited about Warhammer as we are and joining in on this preview. It has been a delight. We'll be back in a couple of months with the next preview, I think.
I think we're planning to do something from Adepticon in
Very
March.
excited.
No, not
about
Raven
that.
Guard,
So
not Emo
until
Marines,
then,
no,
thank
Raven
you all
Wing,
so much
Dark
for joining
Angels.
us. This has been a delight, and we will see you again very soon. Bye bye.
Oh. Oh. So yeah, how long was that? An hour? Yeah, an hour and 15, yeah. So there we go. Right, let's get over to Warhammer Community. Let's refresh. Let's have a look. Hang on. Come on. Here we go. Right, let's have a little look then. So, let's see if it says anything about these custodies here. So, so the battle group consists of. Oh, they come in sixes. How weird. So you get 12 of them, one of the dreads, one of the little tanks, and the shield captain. See if it says anything about it. The new guard, right, so they must, yeah, the height must be the same. It just must be the proportions. Because you can put them as a custodian guard in your 40k. There you go. But I'm really happy. I'm really happy with the custody stuff. Really happy. Really happy. That's stunning. I like that captain. Yeah, you can actually see it's a bit different because they're female. I mean, yeah. You notice they never... That's definitely a woman's head there. That is definitely a woman's head. Let's have that in a new tab. That is definitely a female custodian over there. That's brilliant. That's definitely a female custodian. Oh, the Venatari, yeah, I can't wait to get them. Hope they're doing them in more than threes. Grav tanks, the transport, 7 custodies. Wonder what it'd be in 40k. But I'm definitely happy. I'm curious to know that much because I don't know if I want to get it because I've got enough custody guard. So I'd really only be getting it for those 3. So I probably won't buy the battle group. All right, there's that one. And then we've got the Iron Warriors. Right, so yeah, that's the grip of the Defiler. Definitely. So they've got to be bits on the Defiler, haven't they? Is that an upgrade sprue for Terminators? got to be the Defiler, hasn't it? That's definitely the Defiler because you can see it. That's the Defiler. Or you can turn it into, obviously, the Soul Grinder as well. Yeah. Wonder if that's Perturabo. That's really getting me, that, because I don't know if that's... I don't know. Tactical Rock too, yeah. That's all the showing on that one. And then there was, obviously, all Huron's lot. But yeah, the big surprise definitely was... The huge surprise was this guy. That was the massive surprise, that one. Here's a picture on his own. Here we go. That model is stunning. That I would buy that just to make an apothecary. Change the head, change the shoulder pad, change a little. Well, you could leave him as a red Corsair. You could have him like. You'd have to change the hand a little bit and get rid of this thing, but so probably a new backpack. But that as an apothecary would look ace. That is derpy as fuck. Derpy as fuck. So, the helmet looks like it's straight out of the 80s. What's that Peter Jackson film? Is it Toxic Avenger? Looks like the fucking Toxic Avenger. I like that. I do like that. I think that's stunning. That's a good model as well. But that's the surprise, that one. In fact, it's a lizard. So what are they called? Tellurian Bounty Hunter. There we go. He's a Tellurian Bounty Hunter. Anyone going to be getting this? The Battle Force? The Red Corsairs Battle Force? The only good thing about it is that captain. Because the rest of them is just like upgrade sprue for your legionaries, and you got obviously the Raiders. The Raiders look nice, but then they've... someone's already shaved off the Aquila. He's even got full-on Mark 7 armor. Because he's even got the chest piece with the bandolier on it. So he's full-on Mark 7. God knows what's going on with this guy. Melter. Again, Mark 7. Mark 6 Beaky as well. Wow. Oh yeah, Slave. Have you seen that, Slave? To get Chaos to Canada banner. I do like him. But I'd have to do him in the Mark 7. Right, I'm busting for a pee again. I'll be back in a sec. Won't be a sec. But yeah, have a quick look at them. Should we put the trailer thing on it again? There they are. Have a quick look at them. Won't be a sec. What we thinking then? We like it. You know what? I didn't actually invite anyone to come in and have a chat. Anyone want to come in and have a little chat about them? But I like them. I quite like them. And then the Eldar stuff. Anyone interested in the Eldar stuff? That mask is definitely Sandman. Oh, look, there it is. That mask. That one is stunning. That helmet is beautiful. That's stunning. That is stunning. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not an Eldar. But that is Sandman. That's his helm. That should be his ruby. He should have done that in red. And he needs a little bag of sand. So, I've got to say, I mean, I'm not bothered about the Blood Bowl. I'm not bothered about the AOS stuff. But I think the Corsairs, yeah. The Red Corsairs, sorry, yeah, I'm happy with them. Eldar Corsairs, I'm not really an Eldar fan, so they're alright. They're nice models. The Custodes, absolutely love. I think they're brilliant. The heads, on the other hand, have another look at them. New big tank. Big Volkite weapon on it. The Glaive. The Glaive. But yeah, that is a nice model. But you could probably go on bits and kits or something. Get the top turret bit, and then you can just swap them over. And you got them both then. Is it? Yeah. Whirlwind, yeah, fair enough. It's nice. Nice, the Whirlwind. Look at them. Imagine having all them. Imagine having 4 big super heavy tanks in your army. Jesus Christ. Wrong one. It's my Amazon photos, that one. Let's go back to this one. What have I done? What have I done? How do we get rid of this? Have I done that? Hang on a sec. I need to get rid of that. Ah, fuck, what have I done here? Told you, I'm not computer literate. I ain't got a clue what I'm doing. Right, let's go back to the female custodians. I mean the custodies. Okay. Theory about the Iron Warrior tees. Do you reckon Perturabo was a bit in there, do you reckon? So, I love the dreads. I love the tanks. I love that shield captain. Alright, okay. See, I'm wondering if it was an upgrade for... Some of that looked like it's for the... what's it called? Forge Fiend. And the Forge Fiend. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. But no, they have made him a bit slighter, like they are female-esque, haven't they? I mean, I like that helm that's like embedded in his head. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Love it. And the Venatari, yeah, love him. Love him, love him, love him. Right, let's go back to this Iron Warriors. Right. Is that small enough to be on someone's shoulder pad? So is that the Warpsmith? Is that like there you go. Yeah, me and Crusader both thought about it. So that's Warpsmith. That's Warpsmith. In fact, hang on. Warhammers. And 40k. Armies of Chaos. Hang on, I should write Warpsmith over here. One word, isn't it? But I've done it as 2. Let's see what he's got already. So, going back. Yeah. Would make more sense on the Iron Warriors to have that on his shoulder pad. Mutilator? Yeah. Mutilator's a shout. Now, whose hammer's that? Is that part of the upgrade sprue for the Terminators. They've done a good job on getting rid of all this, haven't they? Generic hammer for a lord, yeah, possibly. Through the upgrade kit, yeah. I'm thinking that may be Forge Fiend. Maybe it's like an upgrade kit for the Forge Fiend. Or is it the Defiler? Because we know the Defiler's coming. We know the Defiler's coming. That's definitely Defiler. Because it has claws. So does the Soul Grinder. But yeah, that's definitely Defiler struck come Soul Grinder. That's just the same thing, but that's his shoulder, yeah. So that's the Soul Grinder, because the Defiler doesn't have arms, does it? It's just a turret on legs with front claws. So the front claws is that. So hang on. Yeah, because it's got turrets on its arms. So them front claws there. Right, let me open that in a new tab. And then we'll go back to Soul Grinder. So there's the Soul Grinder with the claws. So I'm thinking these claws at the front are them for the Defiler. That claw, because you can see a shoulder pad there, could be a mutilator, yeah. Could be a mutilator. Mind you, it would be a mutilator, yeah. Look at the skin. Look at the flesh. Yeah, that's more of a mutilator. Plus the size, that's just a normal shoulder pad. Yeah, I'm with you. What do you reckon? Lord's foot? Generic Lord foot? Terminator Lord? That's a Terminator foot. Terminator Lord foot. So, yeah. There we go. But yeah, there's going to be a kit that does that and that, so you can pick whichever one you want. You can have the Defiler, which is an old model now. That came out when that's 20 odd years old. That came out afterwards. But the other thing I was thinking, the reason why I was thinking it's a Soul Grinder, look, you've got the flesh in the claw here. It's just the claw's very thick compared to that one, which is not. It's very thin claw. Right, I'll just go through it slowly then. So that's Mutilator. So Mutilator's like between a Mutilator's between Terminator and Obliterator size. And you've yet to come out. So that's the foot we've just seen. That's the Terminator foot, I reckon. Warpsmith. Because wasn't the in the box set got a Warpsmith in it? Cataphracti Warpsmith. It's a Terminator. That's Cataphracti shoulder pads. So whatever this has got on its back, it's Cataphracti. So that would be pretty cool though if the Warpsmith was in Terminator armor. Definitely Defiler, Soul Grinder. Just generic shoulder pad because that's looks like a Mark II helmet as well. That. Nothing else, I don't think. So is that the shoulder pad you wanted to see? Go back to the icon. That one. Is it that or the shoulder pad? The little skull and the... Yeah, because the siege warriors, aren't they? So that's a wall building being smashed to pieces. It's Cadia. Is that the Cadia symbol, but been smashed to pieces? So the Eye of Terror. There you go. It's moving. But that looks like a Mark II helmet with obviously Iron Warrior shoulder pads. Don't know why, just the angle of it is making me think like it might be another. Is it another demon engine? Could be the back of the Defiler or the Soul Grinder, but I don't know why. I'm thinking another demon engine because it's looking very Forge Fiendy. I mean, we'll find out in a couple of months anyway, won't we? Definitely Soul Grinder or Defiler. But yeah, that's definitely a Cataphractii Terminator. So are they doing... Now, a Warpsmith in Cataphractii Terminator armor would be fucking outstanding. You think it's a Forge Fiend as well? But it's different. So the Forge Fiend doesn't have... It has a similar... Where is it? What the hell is it? See, the Forge Fiend, all of them are like this, but there's gaps in it where you can see the flame. But yeah. But that's not the back of a Forge Fiend. But yeah, I'm going with a Warpsmith in Terminator armor. I'm going to Warpsmith in Terminator armor. In Cataphractii Terminator armor. Because how many characters in 40k were Cataphractii? I don't know of any. I don't know of any Cataphractii Terminators in 40k. Anyone else? Can anyone think of any 40k characters that were Cataphractii? I can't think of any. Definitely no Space Marines. Yeah, definitely no Space Marines. The hell? Definitely no Space Marines. I don't know of any Chaos. No, there's no one. So that'll be the first one in Cataphractii. And that's Mutilator. There we go. I think we're cracking it. So what do we think? What out of 10, what we giving it for a reveal show? Out of 10, what we giving it? What are you thinking out of 10? I'm thinking a solid 8 or 9. Really am. That Custodi stuff was lovely. I think the Chaos stuff, yep, made up with. Yeah, solid 8, yeah, definitely. That was a good one, that. And no fuck-ups with the technology either. They nearly had a bit in the middle when the signal nearly went. Yeah, they lose, yeah. Yeah. Because that's the only thing that we picked up on that they didn't show. Because they did the Iron Warrior, which was like that little badge that he had on him. Custodes, the bones, shitloads of fucking bones. The Blood Bowl stuff, the Corsairs, the Eldar Corsairs, or Red Corsairs, sorry. So the only thing that they didn't do was that Ravenwing. You did your first game with Gene Stealer Cults today. You beat him pretty easily. Nice. Well done, Davos. Iron Warriors versus Ravenwing or Iron Warriors versus Astra Militarum? Possible. Slave, are you still here? I want to show you something. Let me know if you're still here, Slave. How are you, Davos? You're alright? Good to see you. But I enjoyed that reveal show. I really did. Thought it was a good one. One of the better ones, anyway. Some good reveals. It's been a really good month for reveals, hasn't it? Nightbringer, Titus, the Necrons, Corsairs, Red Corsairs, Eldar Corsairs. Going for 2 weeks on Monday. Nice one, Davos. But now this January's been a really good month for 40k. Why does it have the kink for Marines? It does. It does, man. Right. I am going to run it. If Slaith was here, I was going to show him something because we do need... It's very important. Because you see the goal. We've hit 1 of 50. Because we need to get Chaos to Canada. So if anyone wants... I'm going to stay for 5 more minutes. But if anyone wants triple marbles for the giveaway, donate now. And we'll try and get Chaos to Canada. Where's Slaith? Someone message Slaith and say, come and watch. As soon as he puts this on, he'll see that. Get her out of it. It's a one-way ticket. She ain't coming back. Slave's keeping her. You getting the Corsair stuff? Yeah, I'm getting the... I'm definitely getting the tanks and the dreads for the Custodes. You stream on his PC. I'm getting the dreads and the tanks and the Venatari for Custodes. And possibly that shield captain as well. I may get I will get Huron and his boys, definitely. Which may be... Because it tends to be in the message sent. Right, I'll leave that on. I'll tell you what I will do. I'll get rid of me as well. And we'll just talk like this. So when he clicks it on, he wonder what the hell's going on. Let's see if he comes on. But yeah. Normally, when they do the Sunday preview, it tends to be the first week and the last week of the month. Oh yes, Davos. Oh yes, Davos. Oh yes, all right. First week and last week of the month tends to be 40k. So we've got one more week coming up, which is... Yeah, so I reckon the 24th and 25th, maybe the 25th might be Huron. Long as Chaos is a flappy head. Hey, fella. I'll Terrence and Philip. Hey, Scythe. Hey, Chaos. You can smell my fat. Where's Slaith anyway? We need Slaith. No worries, Davos. Thanks for popping by, mate. But yeah, are we anywhere near 60 likes for this free giveaway yet? We're on 19. Let's get us over 20. Everyone smash that like button for me. If you would, please. Hit that like button. One day we will get over 60 likes and we'll do a free giveaway. Does she have beady eyes? Davos won't be sleeping. You're up all night painting, are you, Davos? Well, I'm going to cut it short in a minute. And I am going to take all this stuff down and then decide what I'm going to do for the rest of the night. Because I literally got in from work, ran upstairs, done me thumbnail and started streaming. So I'm hungry. Need to go and get something to eat. I just want to see if Slave's here. Because if he's not, I might just have to send him this. Slave, oh Slave, are you here, Slave? Slave. Is he ignoring you? Ah, he's working. He's working. All right, we'll keep it for another. We'll keep it for the weekend. Probably show him on Sunday. Might play Repo again Sunday. That was fun. Right, I am gonna go. You're all amazing. It's been a nice stream, Slavey boy. It's been a good stream. I enjoyed the reveals. I thought it was fantastic. Yeah, Custodes brilliant. Chaos brilliant. Eldar nice models. Not really for me. AOS don't care. And Blood Bowl don't really care. So I'm a 40k player. I'm contemplating doing the Horus Heresy now. But I'll be murdered if I think about it, so I probably won't. I'll just collect nice models. Right, good night everyone. It's been great. I'll see you all later. Not on tomorrow. I'm going to let Chaos play some games. And back on Sunday, probably a game of Repo. And then, yeah, we'll go back to doing some models and stuff on Monday, Tuesday, and we're not going to do Witcher Wednesday this month. We're going to go back to Witcher Wednesday probably the first week in February. I may even do Fallout Friday because I've downloaded. I might have a game of Fallout now. I was playing it the other day. Ah, Slaith was told to be here. Here he is. How are we, Slaith? I've got something to show you, sir. We are having a little bit of a get-together because we need to make something happen. And this is what we need to make happen. He was in an interview. I don't know what to say now. Yeah, 15th of Feb. There we go. We need to get Chaos to Canada by the 15th of Feb. So, yeah, Slave's going to be the occurrer now. Right, I'm going to go. Thank you, everyone. It's been great. I will see you all Sunday for a game of Repo. And, he's Chaos the Potato now. Right, I'm going to go. See you later. Love you all. Thanks for popping by. It's been a great stream. You're all amazing. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.